No longer talk about all the racist stuff we were talking about just a second ago. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta harm-proof my Discord real quick.
That was funny.
Okay. All right. This time, safe. So, last game, you guys met with the priestess. You got some information that didn't really help you much. You're still trying to figure out. You're still trying to come to reason with where in the world you guys might be, and you have no idea. You have ideas, but you're not sure if they're even right. Afterwards, she directed you to speak with, or to find the swamp lady, is what she called her, and you met a strange creature called Kiri. I don't remember if you as characters actually knew whether or not she was a Nadaraki. But
no, all we know is that she's some type of Nakandra because she mentioned her vision to us, and we were able to figure it out from that.
correct. And one of you,
no idea what the fuck she is.
and only one of you in the first place even knows what a Nadaraki is. After I think spending a night with her and her strange, eccentric weirdness, you guys were led by her to the city. And there you took refuge in an inn, and you fought some zombies. You guys won, and you met a person who was here in the village, or in the city, as a survivor. He boarded himself up in a room for the day and was just chilling. You guys had a small conversation with him, and he was adamant in having you direct him to the swamp that you came from, believing that is the dead marsh and that he can go and find help. And he told you to stay put. Here's some supplies. It should last you at least a day or two, and I'll be back with help. Trust me, kids. I'll be back.
Dark Marsh, I'm pretty sure is what he thought.
I think he thought he was in the dead marsh.
Dark Marsh goes the Minotaur.
Did you guys mention the Minotaur?
There was a Minotaur mentioned that stomps around the place, so we're like, this has to be the Dark Marsh.
Okay.
Yeah, and he said he's gonna head south, and he's gonna go to Tan and watch.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He wanted to go to Tan and watch. That's right. So that was his plan. You guys decided to stick around and scrounge up whatever you could. I believe one of you went for potable waters, one of you went for medical supplies, and I think the last one went for food. Is that correct? Or alcohol? Alcohols to make Molotov cocktails.
Yep.
We rolled for it. I think you all have 2 Molotovs. You guys found an okay amount of medical supplies, enough to staunch bleeding. You found some poultices in an apothecary you can use to maybe heal you or ease up some healing when you rest. And I believe a barrel of possibly potable water. You're not entirely sure if it's been contaminated.
The town filled with the undead? Nah, it'll be fine.
It's fine.
No, don't worry about the COVID in the water.
It's for flavor. Just chug this horse paste. It'll make you perfectly okay afterwards.
This Minotaur paste.
I don't think you want that.
Oh no.
You gotta chew it.
All right. You guys.
Please tell me I'm not the only one who Minotaur face they had in media vision.
It's just fucked up.
You guys make it back to the inn. You consolidate your resources. There are plenty of rooms here that you guys can barricade yourselves in. And the sun is beginning to set.
Now, I ain't a gambling man, but I think that if that one guy's been safe in that room for this many days, we should avoid it, because surely that room's not going to be safe this night.
Did you hit your head, Claude? Why do you sound so different?
I was saying it OOC. Gambler fallacy. All gamblers quit before they hit it big. In this case, hitting it big is getting killed in the night by a spooky ghost that comes through the wall.
I suppose we'll try and barricade the place.
Okay. How do you guys... What do you do to barricade the place? How do you go about doing that?
Just look around and see which room is best to hide in right now.
Claude will check out the front door to the tavern to see if it locks or bars or anything, and then check their back doors.
The door jam has been busted off. The door to this tavern was kicked inwards.
Is there any part of this door jam left?
No. There are plenty of tables and chairs and benches inside this building that you could probably use to keep it shut. The door opens inward, so.
But you said the door was kicked in. Is the door itself damaged?
Yeah. So the door jam is busted off, or is busted through, and part of the handle is sort of broken.
Is the door jam part of? Is a door jam part of the door itself in this case?
I'm not sure. I mean, in this case, I imagine the door jam is more keeping it from moving outwards.
So is it a separate thing from the door?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just mending to fix the other parts of the door.
All right. You take a minute and a cantrip. Do you have a lodestone?
Does it actually have a...
It does. A lodestone.
Well, we're apprentice wizards. We probably have component pouches of some kind. Or
I am sure. You know what? I'll just give it to you for this particular game.
Once he fixes the door, I'll try and put a table in front of it.
All right. Sturdy tables, heavy wood. Most of these tables are in one piece. One of them's sort of turned onto its side. You can do that.
You got that unk strength.
Anything else? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows down here. This is the era of heavy plate glass windows, so while they're pretty
fine.
tough, they can still be broken through. I'm sure a dead creature won't care too much about cutting themselves open.
But none of these are broken?
None of them are broken.
That's fine.
Neat. We're gonna try and find a room that's easily defendable,
Right.
but easily able to be escaped from.
We're
Okay.
looking for probably one of the bedrooms, one of the larger ones with a window.
Out of nowhere, Moya asks,
5.
"If we jump, will we die?"
I don't know. How far down is the jump?
All right. So I just drew a bunch of little notches here. Each of those little rectangles are a room. The room that has the door busted open by Kiri is this one. So this door is kind of useless. This is the one that the guy was surviving in. You found a zombie in this room, I believe, and not this one.
And then in the room at the end of the hall on the right side is where we found the 3.
And right here where Ava is, that was the 3 zombie room.
Is this a room?
That is a room. It's a rather big one.
Okay, let's go over here. Have we already checked this room out?
Yes, every room here has been checked out.
Okay,
There's
I asked
stairs.
you guys if we can barricade this. Does this room have 2 hallways or a single hallway?
Hallway?
Like, does it go out and then there's 2 hallways going?
So there's no hallway. It's like let's see. There
Open floor plan. It's like
Yeah, is
a
it an open floor plan? And
like a
then is
foyer.
there? Okay, so then there's like stairs here, right?
yes.
But this whole floor here is open.
Yes. So you can look down from the railings to see the room below.
How
Oh,
far
okay.
down is it?
So
10 feet.
so should we barricade the entrance
The
and exit?
entrance is right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Chad already barricaded it.
Yeah,
And then there is
we should
a
barricade the bottom of the stairs as well as the top of the stairs.
probably should have
we
mentioned
could-
this last time, but there's also like a small kitchen area over in this area here that leads out this way.
We can do better. Kiri, can you break some of the stairs so we can't get up and no one else can? Once we're up there, that is.
Break the stairs. I guess I could do that.
That way, if someone breaks in, they can't get up here.
But then what if you go down and want to get back up?
We'll be able to get down.
I'll be able
Alright.
to fix it.
I am gonna try and make a that we can hang ourselves from.
Ah,
No, I'm just kidding.
Contacts?
emergency way out.
The emergency way out. No, I'm saying we can go out the windows.
Here's a window, and here's a window.
No, but the way Moya just says it is like, okay, you know what? Emergency exit. Just this way.
Emergency exit real.
Chat, is this real? It's a real emergency exit.
Alright.
It's like that single bullet.
There are plenty of old linens and blankets and even some like patrons' clothes still left behind in the drawers here that you can probably use, that you can definitely use to tie together a makeshift rope. I'm not sure if there's an actual word for that kind of rope.
Hey, Form. Is this Velador Riz? What a skibidi Velador unk-ass answer.
We have to kill Claude. He has to escape first. I say he can test out this rope.
Let's do some galaxy gas.
Oh my god.
Right. So you barricade the front door. You have Kiri break the stairs after you guys go up the stairs.
Yup.
Moya makes a rope to escape from the windows just in case. The windows up here do open.
Or life in an emergency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to do as the sun begins to fade from the skies?
I asked the guys where our base is going to be.
I thought we were doing this room, Moya.
thought we
Well-
were doing this room as well.
I just went here, you know. I looked around. I had to ask for permit. I had to ask everyone else, but I was already dead set on this room.
The illusion of choice.
As the orange sky slowly begins to turn purple, you hear thuds and screeching out in the distance. It's slow at first, but as time goes on, it begins to ramp up. There are groans, screeches, cries, howls, unearthly, unworldly howls. And every once in a while, you hear the sound of mass bumping up against the building that you guys are currently staying in.
I roll around. Thank God it's not clicking, thumping, or anything else. At least they don't bump in the night.
There's
I'm on
plenty
dry
of-
land.
Plenty of bumping in the night. Um,
Is this how zombies are born?
do you guys try to sleep?
Yeah.
Yep.
Compared to everything else, Moya's like, you know what? It's dry. I'm on wood. If I die in my sleep, so be it.
There are also beds.
Now Moya's sleeping
And she
on the
doesn't
floor.
even care about keeping watch.
Yeah, we have Kiri to keep watch. She's great. She's a Nakanja that's not trying to kill us.
Where is Kiri?
Kiri's a free spirit. Kiri's where Kiri wants to be. We don't control her.
I'd like to think she's up here with us.
Well, you don't see her. After the stairs were busted, she kind of just lingered for a bit downstairs, and you don't know where she is.
We'll find her in the morning.
She's been yapping too much. She'll come back.
Don't you ever insult Kiri. She's our precious bogan.
Wow. How that happened twice? Wow. How that happened thrice? That's statistically impossible.
God, we're so dead.
I just rolled 3 42s in a row.
Nice.
Yeah, so 3 jacked up, roided out vampires bust through the walls.
The Samitsi walks in, he kicks the door down, and fucking snaps everyone's spine.
No. That's
You also have you also have dysentery.
it's too much. It's too much. All of these creatures here on this this list of things that exist in this town are just too much for level 0 characters. I wouldn't do anything like that.
Proceeds to throw ghosts at us, laughs so we don't have magical or silver weapons.
Can all of you make me a D100 check? Don't worry. Honestly, this is just a
Hey,
matter of
no.
whether or not you.
Does the good cancel out? Okay, does the giga good cancel out the bad though?
It's not a good or a bad thing. It's more of a measurement thing because technically, when you're asleep, you're unconscious, so you can't really hear things. So there's no real perception check available. So this is just a noise happens, and Chud, you wake up in the middle of the night, and you hear what sounds like like something being dragged along the ground, and it's sort of babbling in this grotesque, guttural way while making sloshing noises.
Okay, this outside or inside?
It's coming from outside.
Can I see it? I guess through the window, or
Yeah, from where you are, you see it through the window. There is what looks like a large, corpulently fat man who's glowing slightly. And off of him
Run
oozes
them over.
a sort of glowy green and red goo. And he sort of just shambles along the ground slowly, knocking over a bunch of smaller creatures.
Why does the big one not simply eat the smaller ones?
And then as he walks, he leaves behind a trail of that liquid.
I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna try and go back to sleep.
Okay. Go back to sleep. Nothing else happens. Daytime. You guys awaken as the sun pours through the curtains. You're not dead.
Short rest?
Yes, everyone has a short rest. Okay, so what do you guys do?
We'll look down at the front door and make sure that it has been breached.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go mending to fix the stairs.
Right. You
Do you
amend
want,
the
how many
stairs.
cantrips? How many cantrips? Do you want me to just call it like 4?
It depends on how it's broken, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because it's
It also depends on the actual construction of the stairs. So, like, if it's one of those a railing, and then you have 2 pieces of wood, followed by 2 more pieces of wood to access the stairs, I think that'd be impossible raw. But if it's
technically it's one object, but the break itself like 1 foot in any dimension. But
Even
we'll
if you
just
need
try
to
to fix it.
repair, you don't have to repair that much. We just need to be able to
Yeah, so we
step
can
down.
so we can get down.
how
I'll
many
just take
stairs are
up
on
4.
a 10? How many stairs are on a 10-foot stair?
It depends on the length of the step and the height.
Okay, a standard common stair.
From like first floor to second floor,
Yeah,
probably 10 to 12.
well, 10 to 12. If you want to repair the entire staircase. Otherwise, you're gonna have to choose which stairs you're fixing.
12 to 16 is what it says. Thank God for ChatGPT.
Yeah, I'm
Well, she wasn't breaking them
Ew!
all. She was just breaking some.
totally sure they're correct. You said break the stairs. When you look at the stairs, every single stair is broken straight through, like somebody had a Karate Kid moment with each and every one.
Okay, we'll fix enough of them so we can at least kind of get down, even if we have to like skip a step.
All right,
Be right back.
you fix. You said you want to use 4, right? That's
I
probably
said,
doable.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you're
just
doing some
however
big
many you want to
steps.
throw at it.
Yeah, 4's fine. Eat 4 cantrips.
Done.
All right. You
And I guess
fix the stairs.
Chud and Claude are downstairs now.
That's up to them.
You coming,
Yeah.
Chud?
I'm down.
Let's see what happened down here during the night, if anything, and see if Kiri's here.
Right. Earlier, I believe Chud wanted to look at the entrance. You take a look at the entrance, Chud, after Claude fixes the stairs, and it looks like there was something tried to get in from the front. It is pushed in slightly, and you do see some of that ooze from that creature that you saw in the middle of the night, sort of pulled in from beneath the door.
Oh no.
Do any of the rooms overlook the entrance in any way?
There's a room above the entrance. It probably doesn't look at it though.
Like, if we were to look out a window on one of the rooms on this side, would be able to see the entrance,
No.
just to make sure that there's nothing. Okay. Okay, Chud, I'm going to need you to roll to see if we're so in or we're so over.
Honestly, we're back.
Okay, now let's get a D3 here.
Why D3?
No reason.
You know, I don't like the number 2. This is a bad portent.
I hate you. I guess Claude's gonna unbarricade the door and try to open it to see what happened to the door during the night.
Okay. You're unbarricade
Why do
the
I have to
door.
be second on the Discord list?
It's over.
you unbarricade the door, and you slowly, carefully, rightfully pull things away, and then you slowly open the door, take a peek, and you don't see anything. There's nothing out of the ordinary except for this strange combination of green and orangish liquid that's sort of slothed along the walls of the tavern outside and pulled up on the patio, although it's kind of dried now.
That's good. Let's see if we can find Carrie downstairs anywhere.
There's not a lot of places to look. You have the main room here, then you have that small sort of kitchen storage area behind the bar.
I wonder if she went to the kitchen.
You want to take a look at the kitchen?
Yeah, because she liked cooking.
Okay. You take a look at the kitchen, and it's pretty empty. This place has been picked clean ages ago. There is a back door. It is not barricaded.
Oh no!
You know, we should have looked for others. Okay, so we're Carrie-less.
So it's morning, right?
Yes.
Nice. Let's go find that thing.
The throne?
Yes.
Yeah,
We're
Carrie's
going
on
to
here.
Wizard Tower.
To the Wizard Tower in the east. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Satan's asshole.
It's not that bad.
Nothing ever happened.
It's true.
Yeah, you know, there's never been a bad thing that's happened in any game of D&D in a wizard's tower in a town filled with undead. Only good things.
Nothing's gonna happen. There's gonna be like a funny little wizard there, and he's gonna like Bing Bing Wahoo us back to where we were. It'll be fine.
Okay, roll to prove it.
Well, you know,
Right. So you guys are leaving the safe haven of the inn to go find this wizard's tower.
Yeah, with our supplies.
All right. Do-do-do. 6 o'clock. You guys emerge from the inn. You look around, and there are a few corpses of things lying around. They look similar to the undead creatures you've killed earlier.
Do these corpses look like they have things on them?
Things on them.
The loot goblin.
Mostly old clothes, really old clothes, and they're not really all that intact. Maybe some personal belongings. There may be like a pouch in a pocket somewhere. It's all, but you pull out the pouch and it's all torn, and whatever was in it is long gone. One of these corpses is like squished, like crushed. Looks like it was dragged along the ground.
is there any sludge?
There is some sludge.
Ew.
See some
Good
sludge
thing we
here.
barricaded the door.
See some sludge there. It looks like. Give me a wisdom or perception check, Judd. And anyone else, I guess. I mean, Claude, you've seen the sludge, so you can do it too if you want.
I ain't seen shit.
Yeah, you guys are just maybe the sudden change of scenery is a bit too much for you. But you don't notice anything else out of the ordinary, aside from this being a dead town with dead things lying around.
What the hell are you looking at, Chud? I go over to Claude. I'm like, what was Chud looking at?
That shit on the
know.
ground.
I'm not Chud. He could have been looking at anything. Could have been looking at you.
Yeah, but what if I looked at you?
Then you're looking at me. You know, maybe Chud was looking at Alva this entire time.
I check around. There's like nothing moving. Everything's dead. You know.
Nothing moving.
stuff.
Everything's dead. There's a slight breeze. You know, some dust flies by every once in a while. Maybe a cloth rustles here and there, but it's not from any living creature.
So
you can go
he
ahead
said-
and make me a wisdom or perception check as well, Moya, now that you're taking in things.
Wisdom or
Or
perception?
perception. Okay. You'll notice that there is some of this weird orange and green slime all over the place, particularly on the door and the wall of the inn you guys are hiding in. And then you'll also notice it also pasted up against a couple other buildings as well nearby.
Got it.
All those buildings look a bit like taverns.
Has it only been taverns?
If you count the ones that they're all sloshed up against, they look like taverns. And since you went around looking for stuff the previous day, you probably do know that those were in fact taverns. Actually, one of them was a butcher shop.
The town is just all taverns. It's Rowanville.
That man, it's a Rowan.
Alright. You guys start looking for that mage tower?
Yeah, he said to go east from the fountain.
Okay. So you go
I mean, it's
looking for
also
this.
Wizard's Tower. Yeah. I mean, it's a Wizard's Tower. How hard can it be to see a tower that looks wizardy?
Well,
We're
from where you're standing, you can't
wizardlings.
see any towers, so of course you could probably try getting on top of one of these buildings. That'd probably
Fuck
help.
no. Fuck no, we're not going inside any building in this fucking cursed ass shithole.
I said on top. You don't have to go in necessarily.
Okay. I have I have 3 athletics and 6 acrobatics. I ain't climbing shit.
uh, what cities are you guys from? Name them off.
Lights watch.
Chud is from.
Sheffield. I didn't think about it.
Okay, and Moya.
Moya's from Chaos Landing.
All right. Moya and Chud, you would know that in your respective hometowns, usually buildings have a roof access. It's usually a ladder at the back of the building.
Time to get on the roof.
Hey, Claude, you're from Lights Watch. You've never seen a house.
So,
All he sees are giant ivory towers, churches.
Lights Watch doesn't have. Lights Watch buildings are very different from the rest of the worlds. Lights Watch is a very old place. So is Chaos Landing, but Chaos Landing has moved on with the times.
I'll go get on
So
the
wait,
roof of the
You're saying
the inn.
you're saying Lights Watch is the Ohio L Unk?
Yes.
Oh, skibbity, this ain't rising.
Lord. It's time to stop.
Where's a Nakandra when you need it? You climb the ladder at the back of the building. The top of the roof is flat. It has like one of those sort of half-foot notches that go up further than the actual roof itself, and then a bunch of little slats that open up to let rainwater out. And you can take a look around from here. There are not a lot of buildings taller than this one nearby, but you can see off in the distance there is in fact a tower. It is a little further beyond some maybe third-story building, which stands out.
I'm gonna go check to see if we can find any apothecaries or something else other than the taverns that we visited. Every room that we went to is a tavern.
Not every place here is a tavern, but there's a decent amount of taverns on this street. You did go to an apothecary the previous night to look for medical supplies.
We got
Right.
meds.
So was there anything that you
Yeah.
wanted in specific?
No, we're gonna look for more while we head over to the wizard tower. Just kind of
Okay.
stock up as much as we can.
Look for apothecaries along the way. Is doable.
I need green herb.
Yeah, mix it with the red herb.
And the yellow one.
That's blasphemy. That'd make this game too easy. Give you a whole extra hit die? I don't think so. You guys move on towards the east to where the tower in the distance might be. Go ahead and make me some wisdom or perception checks as you travel along the way to spot what may be apothecaries. Remember, all these tavern buildings and signs are quite old.
Holy shit.
As you guys travel, maybe this is starting to become a little too much for you guys. You see a lot of buildings. There are some signposts out there that are difficult to read. Maybe it's the fact that there is some sort of unlife in the city that comes out in the middle of the night, despite it being the daytime and you feeling relatively safe, much safer than a swamp at least, that it's kind of interfering with your ability to recognize any specific building as a potential apothecary.
Well, now that we can't find any apothecaries, can we check for clothing shops or fabric
mean-
shops?
Yeah, sure, it's the same deal. If you want to make a wisdom perception check, or unless you want to start checking building by building.
No, I'll do the wisdom.
Do you really want to deal with more creatures?
What do you want clothes for?
Covering up.
Yeah,
We're wearing robes.
Covering up more.
the idea
Yeah,
of
it's not a bad idea, but
the idea of possibly being spotted by some creature that can see your exposed flesh is interfering with your ability to recognize any store as a potential clothing shop or a tailor. Again, you could always just go check building by building if you like. Who knows
Let's
what you'd
just
find.
get to the tower and let's get out of here.
Let's see. You guys keep moving towards the tower?
Yeah.
Right. This is a difficult one because every single thing that I've written for this place could just kill you guys outright.
And
yeah.
and while we're walking, Claude's gonna make sure Moya doesn't stop to look at everything shiny.
Along the way, you'll see a humanoid figure down about 100 feet, and it is pounding on a door.
Get out of the way. And try and look for a way around it. Like far away around it.
I think we should just keep going this way.
And then I cover up.
If he tries to
No.
attack us, we'll throw Molotovs at him.
Have fun dying. I'm gonna go this way.
Claude's gonna continue approaching, but a bit more carefully, and see if
Moya has slinked away.
it's kind of got anything that matches the green slime and shit.
Okay. How close do you get?
Let's say 50 feet.
All right. About 50 feet away, you'll see this creature. It looks ragged, dirty. Its skin is grayish, and you'll see a faint purple glow coming out from beneath its skin as it sort of just, in a continuous rhythmic motion, sort of beats on the door.
Where's Chud and Moya right now?
I'm watching since nothing is going to happen.
Moya has already slinked away, and she's in the bushes where she's crawling around, and she's just saying, "Fuck it."
No side of Moya, but Claude's nearby, or Chud's nearby.
Does it look alive? Do I notice breathing of any kind while it's pounding?
Give me a perception check. I mean, it's definitely moving. That's a sign of life, right?
Sure.
From us walking here, have we noticed anything that looks like paths behind buildings?
Yes. There are plenty of alleyways.
Are they dark or are they lit up?
Depends on the time of day, I suppose, and the direction you're walking in from, as the sun is early in the east.
Let's try to. Claude's gonna like try to go through an alley, make sure it's clear, and use that to pop around our purple guy. I don't feel like being abducted and thrown into an animatronic.
I think we should leave him alone and keep looking for the tower. We don't have that much time.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Claude's trying to get around him.
Yeah, I guess we should all go around him.
You poke your head into the alleyway and you see a bunch of bodies sort of standing around, sitting around. One of them looks like it's in a very constant but not urgent pain, as it seems to be shielding itself from the sun.
Are we able to get past them? Or are they like blocking?
It's like a 10-ish foot alleyway.
How many?
7.
You know, I think we take our chances with Purple Man. You know, surely we'll pass a check to sneak around him.
I think we'll be fine. We can just go around him.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna try to sneak past him.
He's beating on a door. He's pretty distracted by his door. We can just keep going on our way.
All right.
Yeah, let's try to sneak past him.
All right. You try to sneak past him. Moya, where are you during this?
I'm watching them afar from the comfort of my bush that I'm walking through.
Okay. You two go and sneak past him. Do you wish to make actual stealth checks? Or what? Are you just walking past? Are you putting as much distance as possible on the road?
We'll try to sneak. Yeah, we'll try to sneak past as far away from him as we can. Okay. Thank God stealth isn't a pass-fail binary. Thank God it goes against perception. We're fucked. Please, God, can I roll past a 10 this session?
I love it. I love it so much. You you put as much distance between him and yourselves as you can, sticking to the other side of the road. Maybe trying not to get too close to the buildings, because who knows what's inside them, right? And then somewhere along the way, you end up kicking some rocks, and they make a little clattering sound and a bunch of noise. And the man banging on the door stops and turns around and sees you. And he starts to shamble in your direction. As soon as he makes contact with the sun, you can see a visible sort of smoke coming off of his skin. He stops for a bit, and then he shakes his head, and he sort of reels back into the shade provided by the awning of this building.
You know, I thought he was in direct light this entire time.
No, he was standing on the porch of the building. All the buildings here have those little awnings. Can you make a wisdom or perception check as this happens?
Nope.
Also, that was my my stealth check for
Moya to scurry on by.
Yes.
Right. All right. Do you continue moving?
Yep.
Right. Maybe about another time he tries to step back out into the light towards you guys, but he gets, he stops like 5 feet through and just shambles back towards the safety of the shade. And you guys can make your way by.
Yo, guys, we found the NPC reset range.
see. Somewhere on your trek, let's get rid of all these drawings. So, let's start by here. By Ava is where you guys were, the tavern. And you started going this direction. You saw the strange man here. As you kept going, you found a small square. Somewhere in the square, looks like it was once a small like bazaar. There are a lot of those stalls that people would sell stuff from. Most of them are smashed up and broken. There is a cart overturned somewhere on the side. There are some corpses of horses or oxen, sort of completely picked apart, are nothing but bone, bleached by the sun. And you'll find what looks like a map of the town, so on one big stand.
Like, is it etched into it or like attached, or can we take it?
It's carved in. It's actually quite fancy.
Let's take a look at it and see if it like mentions the Wizard's Tower. Otherwise, just continue on the way.
Yeah. You take a look. Got this big old map, and then it should say something like, "You are here," and it'll show a bunch of it'll carve out like little districts of the area. You have a Highborn district up here. You have a commerce and trade over here. You have the travelers over here. There is the main city square. There is City Hall up here at the top of this place. Gate 1, Gate 2, Gate 3, Gate 4. There is a large sort of park in this little area over here. Then there's a bunch of residences right here and here. There's mention of a library somewhere in this area. And then there is a tower just the little ways to the east of the town square. And more
Hell yeah.
residences up here.
No mention of anything like a palace, by the way.
No such thing as a palace. Just a
Okay.
nobles, city hall, tower.
Have I met back with these guys?
Yes. You snuck by the guy without any problem.
So I'm looking at this map along with these guys. On the way to the tower, do we pass any like the merchant shops, or have you already passed that? Like, what are we gonna pass by on the way there?
You've just came out of the big commerce and travelers area. If you keep traveling, there are a few paths you can travel. You can travel through the residences over here, make it to the tower, or you can travel through the town square, make it to the tower.
I think Town Square is probably the safer option.
Is it? You think? I feel like people would congregate there.
Yeah, but residential houses, lots of homes. That means there's probably gonna be a lot more zombies and possibly evil people.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we do go through the square.
All right.
Yep.
You guys travel through the main road to the town square. Oh yeah. Everyone make me wisdom perception check. Very powerful rolls tonight. It's a good thing it's not a combat based. You guys keep on traveling, and you'll notice that it's a lot. I want to say serene, but it's a lot nicer, a lot less. This place looks like it's been through an apocalypse kind of situation. There are a lot more stone buildings in the center of town here. You get to a large open area, and you'll see off in the distance there is City Hall, and there's a big, beautiful fountain that has like a bunch of small statuettes and decorations, and looks like there are slots to put things in this fountain, benches nearby, all that sort of stuff. And then you can keep on passing through, and you'll see, it's now quite easy to see that there is in fact a rather large tower off in the distance.
Continue on the way.
You continue along your path. Still quiet, nothing out of the ordinary. You do see one of those undead creatures shambling about off in the shadows.
Good thing we're in the light.
Mm-hmm. As you pass by. Yes?
I was gonna say, where things are white and right.
Okay.
Alright.
As you pass by, you'll notice this creature looks a lot more emaciated than the rest of you seen. And as it sees you, it seems to shy away from you guys. Keep on walking. You see the tower off in the distance. Let's delete this.
Yep, keep walking.
So here's the road, right? And then this tower rests over here. And there is a small courtyard here. One of those double-doored metal gates. And then out front are a favorite of one of our players, a row of rose bushes that look like they've been perfectly kept for however long this place has been here. And you walk up the road from this direction. How you guys approaching this place? Just walking on up?
We're
Walking up and knocking on the door.
There's a
going
gate
straight
here,
in.
one of those barred metal gates. And it's chained up, but you can see through it, and you can see the whole courtyard, and you can see the tower ahead. And of course the tower has one big stone door right there. You walk up, you look through the gates, you see the stone door. There is a chain that rests on the gates, keeping it from being opened.
Let's try to climb the gate.
Right.
Wowee! We're not gonna fail at all.
You attempt to climb the gate. Go ahead and make an athletics or strength check. Also one of those gates with the spikies on top.
I was totally impaled himself.
I'm not even gonna make it that high. Holy shit, what is with my rolls today? I have a
Hell
mean
yeah.
of 4.86.
Yeah, you make your head reaches the little spiky parts, and then you slip and fall, and you just wind up on the ground again.
Impaled and fucking brained.
Chud, you attempt to climb, and that's strength.
Yes.
You attempt to climb. You have a much better time than Claude, and you get to the top, and you sort of navigate your legs between the spikes, and then you rotate your body as you try to throw one leg over, and you keep yourself safe from losing a jewel as you drop yourself back down. You're on the other side, and you have this nice little garden here. It looks untouched by the whatever destruction has wrought the rest of the city. Nice little garden, nice little fountain, some benches, a gazebo. The fountain is active. And then there's that big old stone door, maybe like 20, 30 feet down. A nice little, what is the slate? No. Stone pathway. Not cobblestone, but big old pieces of rock. Flat rock just on the ground. A little bit of grass growing out between them. Just the perfect amount not to impede your way or be aesthetically unpleasing. Flagstone. There we go.
Can I open the gate from the other side?
You don't see any tools around here, but can you... Let's see. How does this work? Give me an Arcana check at advantage.
One sec.
Though you don't see it, you feel it. This place is highly magical. There is mana oozing out from every inch of this place. It almost feels as if you are in the middle of mist.
Oh no.
What spells do you have? Or what's your spell?
Firebolt. Oh, it's the one that creates light or takes light.
Ah, okay. Well, you know that. But you don't see anything else out of the ordinary except for this entire place being completely out of the ordinary. You got a big old chain here stuck, binding the gates closed with a little padlock. Although that's reachable from the other side of the gate too.
Can I whack the chain with the sword?
Sure. You pull the sword out.
Yes.
All right. It is not glowing at all. It looks like a mundane steel sword.
Based.
And you take a swing at the chain.
Yes.
Yeah. You strike the chain. You're striking what I assume is bronze with a silver sword. You leave a small nick in one of the locks. You feel like this probably would have been better to do at the padlock on the other side of the gate.
Oh no.
You can always attempt to keep hacking at it or pass the sword through the gate to see if your friends could do the same. The padlock.
I will pass the sword to Claude and see if he can whack it on the other side.
Yeah, totally. Let's whack
Unless,
it.
surely Claude didn't dump all of his strength, right?
And a fucking wizard would have strength, bitch. Let's. What are we rolling for this? Just attack.
Yeah, just attack.
Is this a finesse weapon?
Nope, it is a longsword.
Yep. Yep. We're totally gonna land.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Jesus.
Brother.
You guys watch Claude pick the sword up, struggle to get it into like that baseball swing stance, and he swings, and he completely misses and just hits the dirt. Not a single piece of metal hit other metal.
Fuck it. We go again.
Claude, please roll me another d20. Flat d20, please.
Watch as this is my first roll this session above a 10.
I'm watching this in disbelief.
Claude, please
I'm also watching this in disbelief.
narrate for me how you swing the sword the second time.
Little bitch boy.
Okay, like, assuming the first one was like a baseball swing and landed in the dirt, he's just going for like the upswing.
Okay.
Like struggling to pull it out of the dirt and like it just slips loose while he's trying to turn his body to hit the door with it.
You
So, he didn't mean for it to come out of the dirt just yet, but it came out of the dirt just yet.
So you're swinging in an upwards direction?
Yeah, like he's struggling to pull it out while
Okay,
trying
okay.
to motion towards the door.
Yeah. You guys watch Claude in his second swing. A little frustrated as he swings. He swings a sword from a downward to upward direction, and as it reaches, I'll say like a 45-degree angle, the sword flies out of his hands, flies past the gate, and lands about 10 feet backwards behind the gate. And then he falls as he loses his balance
Wait, their side of the gate or my side?
on Chud's side. Let's put you guys where you guys actually are.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
still.
by the way, I posted my rolls in Discord. Some real art.
That's beautiful.
I guess I'll take another swing at it on my side and see if I can break it.
All right, Chud, you recover the sword and you go and try to swing at the chain. The chain, the chain, because you can't really reach the padlock from here. Yeah, you hit
No.
the chain and you nick into it. Hold on, this is the most insane set of rolls I've ever seen.
Look, you know what? Let me try to climb over it again. Surely.
About halfway, this time you get your chest up to the spiky things, but then you slip and you lose your grip and you push yourself off backwards, not to get your chin stuck into one of these things. It would be
I think
easier.
that'd be preferable to this hell.
It might be easier to try climbing the walls lined with rose bushes, but I know how you feel about that.
You know what? No, Chud isn't still. This is gonna work.
Something might happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking slit my throat live on stream.
You try to climb the brick wall lined with rose bushes, and
You know, this is also accurate to that. I rolled a 1 then too.
you rolled 2 ones in that situation. Before you even really begin, something happens. You kind of just like twitch to the side a bit and land in rosebush, and you take a point of damage. Moya, how do you feel watching Claude make all these gaffes as he's trying to get through this gate here? And Chud, you can go ahead and make another attack against the chain if you'd like. As this little Three Stooges act is going on.
Ooh.
I mean, you hit the chain, but you don't feel like you did anything.
I
There's a
look
little
at
more
both
recoil.
of them and I'm like,
I've hit most of mine.
I'm probably not gonna do any better than any of you. And then I kind of just, put my palm out, kind of ask Chud for the sword so I can try as well and make an ass of myself.
You know what? Sure. I'll hand Moya the sword.
Right, Moya, you now have the sword. Steel sword looking quite mundane, despite it being flawless and having a golden hilt with a ruby pommel. You attack the padlock?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
So if I roll to hit, it would be Dex or
We're just using strength scores at this point. This is more a matter of being strong instead of being accurate.
So is it mod or just strength
Score. Yeah, D20 plus score. Yeah, you hit it. You hit the padlock. And you hear an audible clunk as you do. It doesn't seem to budge. But,
I try again.
yeah, go ahead. This time, you hit it, and it feels like you got a good bit of strength into it. You hear an audible click this time after you strike it. The padlock itself, while it's still intact, looks a bit wobbly, a little flimsy. Claude, make me a wisdom or perception check as this is going on.
I ain't rolling shit because my next one's gonna be a 20.
Don't worry, it's not like anything happens, right?
It's true. It's true. Nothing
You know
ever
what?
happens.
I'm gonna waste my 1 good roll this session.
Watch it also be a 1.
Lord, that's brutal.
I think someone here needs to be the divination wizard.
I'm gonna be the first wizard to invent the guillotine and test it on myself.
You stick your head in, you give them the thumbs up, and you pull the rope.
Freedom.
Claude, as Moya makes her second swing and hits the padlock, you also hear that little sort of click coming from it. It does look a little flimsy. We also notice something else. It sounds like an audible yell, an audible yelling coming from the eastern part of this road.
I will kind of hop on the fence and look down the road. Do I see anything?
Yes, you see a humanoid figure, maybe 300-ish feet down, running down the road at full speed.
Climb the fence. Let's go for another climb. Oh, we're not gonna roll a 1 again.
Does he look normal or?
It's hard to tell from 300 feet.
Apparently, I rolled twice. Wait, how did I roll twice?
Did you accidentally double click?
No, I typed it.
That's strange. Claude, you try to scramble up the wall or the gate.
At this point, it doesn't fucking matter.
All right. Try as you might, you fail. Moya, do you wish to try and strike the padlock again?
Yes.
Go ahead. Do a strength check. Oh yeah. This time you hit it, and you hit it hard. And then, instead of a clink, a click, or a clank, it's a smash. The center of the padlock comes flying off of it. The body slips off the hook, and now you just have this little U-hook holding together this chain. Padlock is
You know what?
destroyed.
I should have smacked it with another lock.
Okay,
I look
Claude,
at it. It's probably a master lock too, and I walk through.
Claude's gonna open the gate, go inside, and then he's gonna mend in that lock back on.
All right, you grab the lock. You get back onto. You get on the other side. You readjust the chains onto the gate, and then you mend it.
Yeah, because
Mending
that
isn't
doesn't
any-
require a roll. That doesn't require a roll, so we can pass.
But it does take a whole minute, and there was a man running down the street.
Yeah, but maybe we'll have enough. Maybe we'll win.
Let me pull up my calculator real quick.
300 feet is going to be 5 rounds of 30 seconds.
That's assuming if he's moving at 30 feet a second. Around.
That's 60.
That's 60?
300 feet at 60 is going to be 5.
What is his move speed? Hold on. Let me take a look at his sheet real quick. Because that's actually good.
God, he's running at 9 million feet a second.
You know, there are things that move faster than 30 feet around. There are people that move faster than 30 feet around.
I'm saying this guy's running at 60.
I don't know what he's actually running at. I had to find the document with his name on it. Actually, no. Wait. Let's see. Is this? Yes, it is. Really? Maybe I just didn't update that. You know that that's supposed to increase with, or maybe not. Maybe that's a Pathfinder 1E thing. He's moving at 80. Assuming he's dashing, he's moving at 80. So how many rounds is that?
4?
Yeah. You still want to mend?
Well, we don't have a choice. I mean, he knows we're in here.
Alright. You mend. What about the other two of you?
I'm already
No.
behind the gate.
I'm waiting to see what the dude looks like when he gets to the fucking.
A couple rounds pass. You see him clearly now as he's bolting down the street. You see a large man, beefy, brawny. He has some leathers on him. He has I don't know what to call it. It's a half helmet of some sort, made mostly of leather, with a metal face mask. The face mask is like peeled back and resting on top like a visor currently. He has heavy hide and leather boots. His chest is mostly bare, and he has what could be described at best a leather loincloth. And he's yelling and screaming.
Do I understand what he's saying?
What languages do you speak?
Fucking. Just common. I didn't take any additional ones.
Alright, you have no idea what he's saying.
I speak common and black bloom.
You would be familiar
Sabarnak.
enough to know that he's shouting 9, which is no in Greythorn.
Sabarnak Putin.
It's Arcadians stuck in the fucking swamp.
J'ai mangé de douche, l'orange bonbon. C'est la vie.
Should bring him back to the ground.
As a Canadian, do you actually speak French?
No, I dropped that shit in fucking 8th grade and took Japanese because it seemed more fun.
Good for you. Good on you, rather.
We speak bastard French. You know how many times French has come up as being something useful in my life? Never. In fact, everything we have here has to have fucking French written on it. Let me get this bag.
In
of
Quebec,
chips.
yeah. I have a Quebecois friend that's like, yeah, if you get Chinese food, it's like fucking, lo mein is like fucking pasta, but Chinese pasta or something in French.
Le tout premier, le premier sac de courcelles, Miss Vicky's, est produit au Canada in 1987. Et depuis, nos courcelles sont
Okay,
en
enough of your devil speak. Well, funnily enough, here in Los Angeles, we usually have like 5 languages on like government
Un petit quantité à la fois.
It's interesting seeing
À
like
partir des
English,
pommes
Spanish,
et
French,
cultivées à la
Chinese, all in
femme.
the same pamphlet. Regardless, yeah, you know he's screaming something, but you can only pick out the word 9 in the middle of it.
Is Hitler?
Fabrico Canada est parti
Is Hitler stuck in the mist too?
Imports.
So, what are you doing? You're finishing your mend. Chud, you see this guy. Moya, what are you doing?
I'm gonna ask if he's Hitler.
I don't understand what he's talking about, so I am just gonna keep on going.
Right. Moya, you see there's this big fancy stone door in the middle of the tower here, alongside this grand and glorious looking garden. And actually, Claude and Moya, give me Arcana checks at advantage.
Why are you making me roll? You know this doesn't end well.
Advantage is +2 or +4?
4.
You know, why is it I roll well on the things that don't matter?
Who says
It's
it
be
doesn't matter?
important.
Both of you feel like you're sitting in the middle of mist.
Yeah, so we just won't cast any actual spells.
Help me, Lovecraft
Well.
Cat. I'm going insane.
Claude, as you are casting your cantrip, and you do know that you yourself, as a unexperienced fledgling wizard, know that completing this cantrip could be dangerous. But at the same time, you can use the excess mist to speed up your ability to mend this lock back into one piece.
Yeah, let's set off the nuclear bomb. That sounds fun.
All right. I mean, it's up to you. You could just
As in yes, we'll use the mist, make it faster.
make an Arcana check. All right. It's only been 3 rounds, but the mending spell completes. Also, roll me a D100.
Come on. I don't even know. Actually, Chad, I need you to roll for me first. I need you to give me your divination.
Hey, it's a good roll. I think if I remember correctly, 1 means it's a boon and 2 means it's bad.
I rolled a 70, you fucker.
It's owned.
What's your Arcana score?
12 before advantage.
Okay, so it's 58. Well,
58.
right? 70 minus 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do math. I'm Asian sometimes.
Wait, what?
What?
I thought you were Hispanic.
I'm Mexican and Japanese.
Look, he said sometimes, okay?
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Sadly, the most Japanese thing about me is in my pants.
Too much information? Way too much information?
You feel a tingle as you finish your cantrip. And that tingle rushes up your fingers and to your chest. You take 4 points of arcane damage. As it
Hell
blows
yeah,
you back
brother.
5 feet.
We ain't dead yet. I always come back.
Is he dead? Did we just watch him like explode in like arcane?
Yes, you do see a bunch of green and purple sparks blow him backwards. Kind of like those scenes in Star Trek when they're standing at a computer and then the computer explodes. Thankfully, his shirt is not red. Or yellow in the newer series is. Alright. You still feel the mist, though, and it's all around you. What are you guys doing now?
Get inside the tower.
I drag Claude's corpse.
I'm
into
not
the tower.
I'm not dead, you bitch.
I can still hear him say something. I'm still dragging his body.
We'll try and get inside the tower.
Alright. You approach the tower. You hear the man behind you screaming in his nonsense language as he approaches the gate and starts to rattle it. He's shouting at you guys. Claude, you recognize the 9 here and there, but that's it. You approach the door. As you approach the door, you can feel the mist concentration feels a lot heavier. And as you do, a series of runes begins to unveil themselves as they sort of, like a calligrapher's writing slowly sort of just coalesce into vision.
I read they do none. I'm telling him to stop saying no in Black Plume.
Oh no, nine, child, Kinder. Please, do not approach the gate.
We're not approaching the gate. We're on the other side of it.
Tungaf, the door. Do not approach it. Stay out there. Stay over here.
But it's the way out of here.
Nine. No. Do not approach the door. You have to get out.
We were
This
told
is the way out. There's no other place that it could be.
we were told to find a throne. This has the throne. This is the way out.
That is not the way. I can assure you, that is not the way. And he looks, and he starts to squint his eyes like, those weren't there before. What are you? What are you? What have you done?
What? What do you mean?
The color. Those runes. Mein Gott. Kinder, do not approach the door. Come on. Come back here. And he rattles the gate.
Would we recognize any of these runes from our studies as studious children in our Institute of Learning?
Yes. Some of them you can describe as the language of magic, despite Meladin having told you that the language of magic has no real rules, has no real words. They're more like universal concepts, and anybody viewing them can view them in a different way. These are more basic ones, and you can tell that a few of these are based upon the class of magics, such as evocation, abjuration, illusion, transmutation. Each of them having their own color. The evocation rune is red. The abjuration rune is blue. The transmutation rune is yellow.
This place has to be where we're supposed to go. We're the ones that are supposed to find this place.
If we open the door, Mr. Greythorn, is this gonna be Necromancer's home?
Necromancer.
Is this all an illusion?
By what force of power were you brought here by? Did you not awaken inside the buildings like everybody else?
No, we
No.
came from the swamp.
The swamp? How did you live?
We met a very nice Nakandra lady.
Akandra?
Yeah, but
I
she's a
hear-
nice one.
Kiri disappeared.
Look, child, I can only tell you that the inside of that tower will be the doom of you and many others.
What's
Do not
inside it?
Enter.
Is there a throne
the
inside
tower.
it? Is there a throne inside it? That's all we want.
There's no throne here. This is not a kingdom. This is a city. Ancient city.
The sign of the swamp said to find the city and find the throne.
And for damned sign. Did the sign call itself what was that bastard's name? Koneda Staffo.
It didn't mention. Wait, did it?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Do not trust Koneda Staffer. He's why we're all here. We're all playing his game. I don't know what game you were sent here on, but I can assure you, only death is inside that tower.
We were on a field trip with our teacher, and then we got attacked in the night by a conjure with tentacles, and then our teacher tried to teleport us away, and then we woke up here.
Huh. I have not heard that one before. That is a new one, I can assure you. But do not open the door. Stay over here.
What's behind the door?
I do not know.
Because
Ever-
there's a rune for evocation, transmutation, illusion,
You know what?
and
I'm gonna open the door.
abjuration.
I'm gonna open the door. Nothing's gonna happen.
What do the runes mean? Do they just, because obviously the color is what they correspond to, but what would we interpret them as from our studies?
This door is meant for us because it's like we're each one of the classes that's on the door.
I'm Ashla. Well, I mean, no, none of us are fucking transmutation or illusion.
No, you have an illusion. Ava's illusion.
Yeah, I was gonna say Oz illusion.
Okay, you're divination.
Yeah.
What's Moya?
Enchantment.
Yeah, so the most we would have is 3 out of 4.
But what are your spells? And those aren't the only runes you see there. You see runes for every class of magic.
Oh.
And those aren't the only runes as well. There are other runes that you can try to decipher.
I only casted a spell. The last one nearly fucking killed me.
I'm opening the door.
What do you do?
I'm just going up and opening it, turning the handle, pulling on it, whatever it needs to open the door. I'm doing it.
There's no handle. It's kind of like the door to the gates of Moria.
Oh God.
What's behind this? Just tell us, since you seem like you've been here long enough to know.
Only death is my
What is death?
duty by my leader to make sure nobody comes by this place. And if they wish to enter, I'm to kill them. However, well, you're over there, and I'm over here. And your children. And I have a problem with killing children. So I only ask you to come back on this side of the gate, and we all go to a nice safe place with nice people. Okay?
Where are we? Where is the swamp?
I do not know. I've been here for quite some time, and I can tell you, this place is a blasted hellhole.
What happened the last time this was opened? Has it been opened?
How long have you been in the city?
Less than a day?
Have you been here for a night?
Yeah, we met the walking corpses.
Every time that door is opened, more of those things spread out across the town. And it's not the regular ones that shamble about.
Is it the ones with the purple? The glowing ones?
You mean the oozing ones?
Yeah.
Thus. Much thus.
Okay. But if that means the source of them is in here, then wouldn't it make sense for you to kill what's in there to stop it?
We had a very strong man enter that place once, and he did not return. He was wise in the ways of magic. Since then,
Okay, then maybe it needs someone wise in the ways of strength like you.
I do not deal with magic. I deal with axe. There are
Can I
no
discern a
things I can kill
pattern
with an axe there.
I mean,
pattern?
if it's a,
on the door? Do I see a pattern?
Well, you see that the magical, the words of magic that apply to the spell schools are in a circle, and then there is a series of magical text that you can probably try to decipher. You know that it is definitely a passage of some sort.
I'm gonna try and decipher the language
Go ahead.
while the barbarian man keeps screaming about shit.
They've been talking for a bit. Go ahead and make me roll. Go ahead and roll like 2 Arcana checks, maybe 3. Yeah, 3.
I need to double check my arcana. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh my god.
It's fine. Each time you take these, I'm giving you a +1. Your first few attempts to read this passage kind of fail on you. Maybe the loud kraut behind you is a bit too much for your concentration. But eventually, you get to recognizing some of this, and it is difficult to read because it's not like it's giving you a spell or anything. Because if this was a spell, it's more understandable. This is more like a set of instructions. More rather yet a set of concepts. From what you can tell, each of the runes that correspond to a magical spell will activate upon a spell of the same class being cast upon it.
Alrighty.
Does Chud tell us this?
Yes, I will tell them what we need to do to open the door and cast. I forget what the name of the spell is. My sheet's been fucked up like 3 times. Let me see if I have it. No, I stopped Dictate Fate on here.
Okay, so let's pool our stuff together. What's everyone's cantrips?
We need one from each of the classes.
Yeah, so I have transmutation.
I'm not gonna
and-
use a. I'm not gonna use a cantrip while you're here. I already saw what happened to you. I am gonna explode and die. And
Okay, maybe that's if we use a cantrip on. We use the wrong spell on what we're trying to cast it on.
I'm gonna generate light on the door.
All right, I believe that's evocation.
I go
I
back.
remember it was from.
I stand like 300 feet away.
If it's anything like the light cantrip, it should be Evo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably evocation. Fish through my sheet, all my tabs to find. Should have it up. What the heck? Custom. There we go. Custom spells doc. Bestow light or. No.
Yeah.
Let's see. You have bestow light and evening study, correct?
Yes, the bestow light or the take light. Like you taking the bestow light also gives you the take light one.
Yes. Yeah, you cast bestow light, and the transmutation runes begin to fade.
Well,
You do feel a tingle, but you don't explode.
then now we need an illusion spell.
It has all of them, right?
Yes.
Can we have Ava handle the conjuration and divination?
What were her?
Mage hand and true strike.
Yeah, True Strike will probably work. So the conjuration and divination runes fade.
Moya, use your use your cantrips on it. Your fingy spells.
Okay.
What does Moya have? They're not on the sheet.
Toll the Dead is necromancy and minor illusion is obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So, which one I do?
So that was
Just do
6 now, right?
so far
Abjuration
we've
is the last
done
one.
no, we've still got a few. So we've done evocation.
Mhm.
We've done conjuration.
Conjuration,
We've done illusion.
transmutation, illusion, necro. Wait. So conjure, enchant, evo.
We're
illu,
missing
necro,
abjuration
transmutation,
and enchantment.
enchantment.
And I can handle
So, does that have to be any enchantment?
yeah, any enchantment.
Throughout this entire time, you just hear 99999.
I got it. I cast puppet on Chud.
Oh no!
You cast it on the door.
Oh, you cast it on. I can't cast puppet on the door.
You can try.
Yeah, you can try.
Okay, I do it.
You cast puppet. Like True Strike can't be cast on the door, but it worked. You cast puppet, and now the enchantment rune disappears. So that leaves abjuration.
Do any of us have abjuration?
Screen flame blade, abjuration.
No, that's evocation.
Fuck.
The abjuration rune begins to glow brightly.
Okay, what's your actual spell, Chad?
I told you it was bestow light or take light.
What did Ava have?
What did Ava have? Disguise self.
That's illusion. We don't have abjuration. Is there even a fucking abjuration cantrip?
I don't think so, actually.
You know, we should have maybe thought this through before we started casting spells. But you know what?
I mean,
That's Chud's fault. He started it. Let's see.
Oh yeah, resistance is an abjuration cantrip, but that's
Oh yeah, we're totally resistance. Woo.
that's not your class. Well, you guys notice that the abjuration room begins to grow and glow and starts to flash.
I blame you for this, Chud.
it'll be fine.
You hear the barbarian man shouting, and then he runs off, and you hear him screaming, "Jura! Jura!" as he's quickly disappearing off in a distance.
Wait.
There's absolutely no reason we should trust anyone here.
Wait. Would being any as a school of war magic, since it's abjuration and evocation, would I know anything about abjuration enough? Because I'm supposed to understand abjuration.
You're a war magic cleric? I thought you were a mage.
No, I'm school of war.
Oh. That's a good question. Why don't you give me an Arcana check?
Yeah, I have mage armored. Arcana check. Why am I even looking? I know what it is. It's 12.
You feel like if you do understand the concept of abjuration and what the purpose of abjuration spells are supposed to be. You understand how to form the mana to create a abjuration effect. You just never actually learned a spell. What is your actual spell?
Tasha.
You're a war wizard. You focus on abjuration, but you have Tasha.
Hideous laughter.
Way to play to your class.
Yeah, it's called you take hideous laughter, then you run the fuck away.
And
they're universalists, not specialists.
Sure. So I guess it wouldn't work. But they do have the abjuration feat that's kind of core to them. You feel like if you channeled half of what your cantrip pool was left successfully into a form of abjuration magic, some sort of abjuration aura, you might be able to trigger it as if it were a spell. But you'd also
That's
have
better
to
than
pass
a
an Arcana
bomb.
check.
Round up or round down?
Round down.
Okay, do any of you want to help me make sure I get this right?
Sure. I will help him.
I get
You
even
can't have me do
farther
it.
away now.
You want these two non-abjuration mages to help you do an abjuration effect that none of you know how to do?
No, making sure that I don't fuck up someone and start casting something from their magic school.
Sure. Go ahead and roll. I was gonna give you disadvantage regardless, but now you have a flat roll with no penalty, no bonus. God knows what would happen. Maybe something will happen. Maybe nothing will happen. Maybe it was all just a meme.
You know, I'm just gonna admire the fact that I have a mean of 6. Just for a second, a 6 is my average.
He's got the Kaiman seed.
I've passed on. That's the whole point of playing a divination wizard, is to pass on my bad luck.
You. You.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna finish blowing all my cantrips. How about that? Let's go for the roof.
You well up half your cantrip pool to try to formulate some form of an abjuration aura. Hopefully, it will trigger the door, and it will eat the rune like all the other runes have disappeared. However, you feel like it didn't really do anything. You kind of drew the mana out of yourself and mixed it with the mist, and you forced it forward like you're doing something. Nothing happens. Your cantrip pool does get eaten slightly though.
Nothing
same
ever
amount?
happens.
It still got consumed by the half.
It still got consumed.
Okay,
The
can we try
rune
again?
grows larger, and then it sort of spreads to the whole of the door and fades away. The rune then, or the same color of the rune, so like this navy-ish blue color, starts to wrap around the entire tower itself.
Okay, do you think we can try again?
And then the door opens.
We're so back.
We're so fucked.
I
Door opens, and you see just a sort of event horizon of pitch black.
He cast Bestow Light, didn't he?
I
we
mean,
should
on
have
the door, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that there's always going to be light.
Oh, doors open. There's a black portal standing in front of you.
Hang on, I want to check something real quick.
Oh wait, damn! It doesn't. Bestow Light.
I will cross the event horizon.
Okay. Claude, Moya, you watch Chud step into the event horizon of pitch blackness. He disappears.
What can go wrong? I joined them.
Moya, you step through the blackness. Claude, you see them both do this. What do you do?
You know, making a bad decision is only going to end well when I've rolled like this. I just have to show you how amazing my rolls are this session.
Oh no, I can see them. I can open them up myself and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna cross because something's surely gonna go right.
It is a sight to behold. Good
Holy shit!
Lord.
This is insane.
That is amazing. I should try to make this the thumbnail. You know what? I'm gonna save this screenshot and just be like, it's a thumbnail for today's video. All right. The three of you step through the darkness. Claude, you're the first, or Chud, you're the first to pass through. And inside, you see what looks like a rather nice foyer to a rather nice building. There are fineries all over the place. There are statues with suits of armor and weapons standing about the outer ring of this first floor. There are some chairs. There looks like a pitcher with a few goblets beside a small table and a nice comfy chair next to a bookshelf. There's a fireplace. It is currently on. And this place seems rather clean. It's not dusty like everything else in this town so far. And then the rest of you walk in and you see the exact same thing. There is a staircase off to the back side of the room that leads upwards.
Hopefully, Mr. Wizard is not gonna try to kill us, and maybe he'll be a nice Mr. Wizard. Right?
True, I suppose. What's inside the goblet? The pitcher. I'm gonna pour into the goblet.
There are two pitchers. One is of wine and the other is water. Red wine.
I'll pour some water for myself.
All right. Pour some water into one of the cups nearby. Take a sip.
Yes.
It is cool and refreshing.
The layout of this doesn't look like it's an area where like you could sit down and wait for someone? Does that have that kind of vibe?
Sorta. This looks kind of like a common room. Definitely looks like a place where guests could wait or sit.
I imagine that's probably the thing. I imagine we should probably sit and wait, just in case.
There are plenty of chairs.
Let's sit down in a chair and wait.
You sit
That
down.
way we're not. That way we're not off and gallivanting through a wizard's tower and pissing them off.
All right, Moya, what are you doing?
I sit down.
Chud helps himself to a drink. Claude finds a seat. Moya finds a seat. How long do you guys wait here? Or how long do you tend to wait here, rather?
A good while, I suppose. I mean,
Yeah, maybe like an hour tops.
You sit down. 5 or 10 minutes pass, and you'll see coming from down the flight of stairs. It looks like a hovering sort of platter, and on the platter it's like a charcuterie board, and it's placed upon one of the nearby tables.
what's on the board? Anything look out of the ordinary, or
Cheeses, crackers, assorted meats, cuts of thinly cut beef, cured hams, maybe a little fruit here and there.
Chud will help himself.
All right.
And suddenly everyone finds themselves eating off the platter.
No, you don't find yourself in a strange daze waking up to eating food. You guys have no impulse to do so. However, I mean, that looks like really nice food. I mean, you found some like hardtack and some pretty old stale dry meats in this town. You were given some pretty shitty rations at that. This looks nice and fresh.
Yeah,
Looks
sure.
real good.
Claude will have some.
All right, you have some.
He just doesn't want to go explore in the wizard's tower if the wizard's home, just, in case the wizard gets angry. It's better to be respectful.
All right.
I'm just waiting for the worst.
Waiting for the worst. That's what I like to hear.
See, I think what happened is the magic user the barbarian mentioned that came in here was rude.
You sit around waiting maybe like another 10, 20 minutes. And you hear a strange sound echoing throughout the hall, or throughout the hold, rather. Kind of has a clicking sound, not the same clicking sound that you heard in the swamp. It's more like a slower, sort of deeper, like.
Like boots clicking kind of thing?
No.
I don't like that no from you. I don't like the silence from you.
Kind of like that. Can you... I feel like you're a little more aware of things, Claude. Can you give me a wisdom or perception check?
You're asking me to roll.
Yeah, you're doing so well. I think you just have to be the one.
Why did you have to talk?
Fun times. The clicking sound stops. Felt like it got really loud for a second, and then it stops. What are you guys doing?
Well, should we have a look around? Maybe that was an invitation.
I pour myself some red wine. I ignore the call. I'm like, eh. I won't have enough time to actually care about underage drinking. I'm gonna die soon.
Has to be like part of the Rowan family.
I will say that this
Where-
did work out pretty well for you guys.
Where did the clicking stop, roughly?
It sounded like it was in the room that you're in.
I'll look around and see if I can find anything. Maybe something's invisible in the room.
Wisdom, perception. You know the drill. Yeah, you begin to look around the room, Chud, and you notice that you're only looking around you, and it kind of dings in your head, like maybe it's not beside us. And you look up, and you see that there's a strange, misshapen creature sort of just perched on the ceiling, looking down directly at the lot of you. It has leathery skin. It has a humanoid-ish form. Its arms are like kind of like wings, and at the end of the wings you have these little hand talon things. It's quite pale. Its face is gnarly and sort of, it looks like a mix between it being very old and sort of dehydrated, and has piercing blue eyes. And you notice it, and it notices you, and it looks directly at you, and then you hear that
I look up at it. I take a drink. So, just do it. I accept my fate.
Does it blink at all?
No.
Click once if you're the wizard, click twice if you're the wizard's familiar servant, and click 3 times if you're neither.
The thing speaks.
Well, at least you speak our language.
Do not insult me.
I meant no insult. We just came across a man that spoke barely a lick of our tongue.
The thing drops from the ceiling with a heavy crash on the stone floor, and it approaches you, Chud, and it gets real close to you, uncomfortably close. You can feel the sort of the breath, a combination of its breath and like it's sniffing you. It's like, you. How did you get in here with your lack of abilities?
We did our best.
It pulls away from you, and it goes to inspect Claude.
We were able to decipher that the runes matched the different schools of magic, and so we cast finger spells that matched their schools.
Then it goes to inspect Moya. Finger spells.
Yeah, Moya at this point doesn't care, and she just does. She does this a finger spell. She goes and does a minor illusion.
Do you cast it?
Yeah,
What do you do?
cast minor illusion.
What's
I
the illusion?
make a copy of the cup.
Yes, I see. It starts to laugh.
And I will say the barbarian did say whatever in here killed the last wizard that came in here, but so far, I'd say this is the most hospitable place that we've been
Yes.
You know-
as expected of a wizard.
The
Is right.
last wizard did die. And you three, not wizards, not real ones.
Oh heck no, we're not real wizards. We were starting to get there, but nah.
But you shall do.
Look, I prefer a quick, easy death. If you could, do it. Just do it. I close my eyes.
We were we were told by Darfor to come to this city and find the throne, and we were told by one of the living here that it would be in this tower,
The master.
and we think it might be our way home.
Then you know what must be done.
We unfortunately don't, if you can tell us. We were just told to find it.
Of course, what is a game if it's not fair? At the top of the tower, you will find the throne. It is no throne. It is but a pedestal with the orb. Simply grab the orb. But I shall not let you, for that is my duty. And his face begins to morph. Becomes a little less old looking, still quite leathery. His somewhat human-ish face begins to transmute itself. His jaws widen, he grows fangs, his arms become less emaciated. The bulk of his body becomes more like I want to say a bodybuilder, but more V-shaped. The wings.
Can I throw is he just transforming right now?
Yes.
I throw a Molotov at him.
Go for it. Roll to hit.
Yeah, Claude's not going to, and Claude's just going to look at Moya with a disapproving stare.
Look, I look at them and it's like, come on.
He's
in the middle of
slowly
transforming.
transforming.
I'll
What?
draw my blade.
All he said is that it's his job not to let us. He hasn't said that his job is to kill us, to stop us.
You know, I agree with Moya. I gotta be honest.
You haven't read those storybooks about not letting things transform? I throw another one.
He's
Just
popping off.
1
I,
second.
I'm just gonna facepalm and go, I'm so sorry for these two.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Monster. Fuck, where was it?
I just want to speak to the wizard, find out why we're here.
I want to go home. Get me the fuck out of here. I'm killing everyone in this
No,
tower and getting out.
Because if this is a game, we don't even know what the game is. We were just
Look,
told.
Moya is pissed off at Claude.
He just
Claude is
said
being
it's
so
not
stupid.
fair if we don't know the rules of the game, but we don't even know the game.
Oh, yeah, you know what? He's playing the game right now by transforming in front of us.
Oh, you pull the sword out and it's glowing bright red again.
Oh boy.
Moya, do you hit with no. Yeah, you hit with your Molotov.
I threw it with my dex.
Yeah. You hit with the Molotov. Go ahead and roll a 2d4. Oh, and I guess everybody rolls initiative.
Is it initiative because it's planning to attack, or is it because they started attacking it?
So initiative would be 11 or dexterity and wisdom and half, right?
It is a dexterity mod roll,
Okay.
but it's capped by your wisdom.
Oh, then never mind. Just a flat 20 then.
I'll just keep this here. How much HP does this thing have?
5,000.
10 Mirren.
Not 10 million.
5 Dara. Right, how do I do this? Yep. And combat button, create encounter, begin combat, add this dude to combat. How do I do that?
This is Moya right here, literally still in the chair.
Let's see. Moya, what was your initiative?
9.
9. One day I will write the system to have proper character sheets. Chud, did you roll? 16?
Yes.
Not bad. Claude, did you roll?
10. 10.
10. Okay. And Moya started. How do I make it Moya's turn? All right. Moya, you hit him with a Molotov. It burns him. And he starts to screech as he's transforming, as the rest of his body sort of fills out, muscles up, gets a little color into it, and he is covered in flames.
Okay, I told it dead.
Go for it. That definitely counts as a surprise round.
Oh, they gotta do a wisdom.
That's right. He passes.
Damn.
Anything else you wish to do for your turn?
Yeah. How big is this room?
How big is the room?
Yeah.
Circular 20 feet in either direction.
Is there any doors?
There is the door that leads outside, and then there's a staircase that leads up, but there are no other doors here.
Okay. I am gonna go up the stairs.
All right. You move 30 feet to go run up the stairs. The next person's turn will be top of the initiative order, because only Moya was doing it. Chud, you whip out your longsword. It's glowing bright red. This guy is transforming in front of you. He is singed as liquid fire rolls off of him. What are you doing?
I will cast Green Flame Blade and smack him.
All right. Whatever your roll is, add a +3 to it.
Let me check. What is a lot? What? Hang on. Is longsword on the poppy table?
Yes, it is a D8 to damage with one hand, D10 with two hands. Your roll to hit would be a -1 normally, but because currently the sword is a +3, you get a +2 to hit. That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
So it's D8 plus 3.
Green Flame Blade, I believe, is a D8. Yes, so it would be a D8 plus 3. I'm not sure if you get to add your modifier to it.
Damn. Damn.
Alright.
No, he wouldn't add his modifier for GFP here.
Alright. You swing into it, and the sword sort of lets out this loud sort of vibrating, crashing sound as it hits. He also hollers a bit as he is once again attacked in the middle of his transformation. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Alright. It is the monster's turn. He finishes transforming. He turns around and looks at the lot of you. Everybody make me a constitution save as he shouts very loudly in a ear-piercing shout.
Save you score or mod? I
Mod.
forget.
You use the
Oh.
save modifier.
Oh my god.
Should have brought the earplugs.
No one's using their earplugs, Deco.
Time to fucking cart. Permanently.
Oh my lord.
You all take 1 point of damage except for Claude. You don't take any damage. And then you feel a little dizzy, a little dazed. He then waves his arms around and he casts a spell.
Can anybody take counterspell? Haha.
What does he cast?
He casts Giga Death. Scorching Rain. He fires a ray at everyone.
Giga Death level 5. That's a real spell, right?
Yeah, it's called PWK.
More like power word kill or power word gay.
Yes, that's PWK.
Yeah, power word gay. Look, man.
You can see a shimmer glow around him, a slight blue shimmer. And it's now next person's turn. Claude.
Maybe we have a chance to get out of here. Is he on fire?
No. These are simple Molotovs. They're not meant to stick. They're made out of liquor.
Yes, certainly he won't pass in 11 DC. Let's totally use Tasha's. This won't go horribly wrong. He won't beat a DC 11 at all. That's impossible.
Give me a second. Let's see. It's at 20 feet in either direction, right? Yeah. So, circle. This is the room. You drop down around here. Moya, the stairs are up in this direction. I will draw those stairs. This. Table, chair, chair, chair. Doors where Jack is standing right now. He attacked, so he's right up here. This is kind of what things look like. So, he has to make a wisdom save.
Yep, he's totally not going to beat an 11. That's impossible.
Well, if you knew that my dice were weighted to always roll 4s, he had rolled a 3 on the die. He is cackling madly. And I believe he falls to the ground, correct?
Yep.
Right.
Based.
Anything else we should do for your turn?
Yeah, I guess we'll go up the stairs to... Oh, god damn it, I'm under... There we go. We'll go up the stairs to here.
Alright. Moya, it's now your turn.
For the love of God,
Oh,
don't attack it. Just run.
Did Claude just go past me?
Yes.
Okay. I look up, and how far is this tower?
You can see up to the next floor. Kinda. It's 10 feet. 10 feet upwards. The flight of stairs.
I go up the stairs.
Alright. Run up the stairs as well.
Yep.
Okay. Top of the round. Chud. Both your classmates have ran up the stairs. This
I'm
creature,
gonna follow.
Alright, is sitting there laughing mad. How long does Tasha's last? And does it have to make a saving
1
throw?
minute. Makes a
That's a-
save every time it takes damage and at the end of every one of its turns.
Got it.
At the end of it, though. Surely it's going to last more than 6 seconds.
Surely. Surely I won't roll a natural 20 in this next turn. Alright, Chud, you also run up the stairs. You guys get to the second floor. The second floor is, the layout is similar. Although this place looks like it's more of a dining room. And there's a small little kitchen where things are just floating by. There's nothing being cooked, but there is another charcuterie board being prepared.
How the fuck do we get out? Is there an obvious door into
There
another
is
area? Or
another flight of stairs. Let me...
I say we just keep going up.
Yep.
Maybe we can get to the orb before he can.
Yep, we're going to fucking run our way up.
This time the stairs are over here. Alright, Chud, you can use an action to dash because you didn't use an action this round. I guess, Moya, you could also do the same thing for your last turn. You can move another 30 feet if you wish.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna move
I'll
30
bash.
feet.
Alright. Chud 2. Beast's turn. He makes a saving throw. At the end of his turn, he rolls a 14 on the die. The laughing stops. But it's also the end of his turn. Claude, it's your turn.
We'll go 60 up, Okay, it's not wanting to move.
Hit space.
Supposed to be space. Yeah, I am hitting space.
Okay.
Okay, 20, 15, 15, 10.
Right. You get to the bottom of the next flight of stairs. Moya, your turn. You see Claude dash past you, run up the stairs. Claude, in this room, it looks more like a study, a proper study. There are bookshelves lining the walls. There's another one of those very comfy chairs sitting about. There's a desk. It looks like it has a bunch of scrolls and quills and ink pots lying on it.
Yeah, I'd love to look if it wasn't for Murder McMurder that Moya attacked.
Right.
Instead of us finding out any actual details other than he's gonna try to stop us with no details on why or how.
Okay. I am gonna follow. Okay, so I am gonna also dash.
Okay.
I go past Claude.
Yep. You dash past Claude. You make it to the third floor? Fourth floor.
Yeah.
Third floor.
Okay, what's the layout here?
Once again, the stairs seem to always just be opposite of each other. This room, it looks, it's like a fancier dining room, sort of ballroom kind of layout. Another sort of leisurely place. There is a balcony. You don't remember seeing a balcony before, but right about here, there's a sliding door that opens up to look at the outside. The stairs are right here.
Okay.
Chud,
I am also gonna dash.
I'm sure you make it to right next to Moya. You see all the same stuff. Beast's turn. You hear a loud, angry roar coming out from the floors beneath you as it starts to thump its way up the stairs. But you don't see him because he's not on your floor. But you hear the
Just a
thumping.
soul boat.
You hear the thunking. It's angry thunks. Claude,
Yeah, I love being the one that slows because I tried to stop it. 30. 30. Next one is here then?
yeah, just assume they're always opposite. So,
Okay. 15. 15. Okay, so I guess.
this room reeks with magic. There are objects lining the walls. There are orbs. There are staves, wands. There is a
Am I close to any?
bookshelf full of scrolls somewhere on the other side of the room here, closer to the other flight of stairs. Next to you, there is a display case with a silver staff with a blue gem atop of it.
Too bad I don't have any actions.
You can try your free action to inspect the case, but when you do, it's
Sure.
locked.
God damn it.
Right? You know what? Give me a wisdom or perception check as well, Claude.
Why is it I only roll it on the trivials? Why is it I can't live?
There is a strange glowing thing on the staircase in front of you, or on the opposite, on the stair, on just below the stairs that you're running towards.
Is it giving off magic?
It's definitely magical.
Can I tell what type of magic?
On your next turn, you could try.
Okay.
Alright, Moya,
Right.
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Okay. I go up and dash as well.
Wait, as Moya's running past me, can I point at the object?
Yes. You can
The
also say
orb.
something. Or what are you pointing at?
Pointing at the orb and saying, get the orb. Get it.
There is an orb on a pedestal right over here. It's a small one though. Small, pink, has a handle.
Okay, I have my last part of my dash. I grab the orb.
Alright.
The yorb.
You have an orb of some sort.
Is it the one?
No, he said that was at the top.
It is now Chud's turn.
I'll just go up the stairs and stop near Claude.
Alright. You stop near Claude, and beside him there is a glass display case with a staff inside. You see Moya is holding a pink orb of some sort, and there's a bunch of items in this room. Doing anything?
Do any of the items look interesting?
I mean, this is a room full of items that reeks of magic in a mage's tower. Would a young wizard
Like
be interested in any of these?
in terms of divination, I guess.
Well, there's an orb that Moya's holding, and you know that orbs tend to be associated with divination.
Look, if it was any other circumstances, it'd be great. But we have fucking monster chasing.
Smash the case with a sword. That's the plan. Smash the glass.
I'll break open the case for Claude.
Holy shit! I have 2 cantrip.
It is a mundane glass case, but a loud ringing sound erupts from the room as soon as you smash it open.
Oh no, the
boy.
monster that knows where we are knows where we are.
Alright. Beast's turn. Loud screeching and thunking noises as it rushes up the tower. Claude.
Grab the staff and then what else is in here of interest?
So along
okay,
the
if
way,
we're
there are more display cases with items in them. Some of them have rings and amulets. Some of them have wands. There's another staff over here. There are some swords. There's a bow. There's a large atlatl over here.
okay, so if I grab the staff and I just run, can I like smash and grab things?
I'll give you an action to smash the case. I'll give you a free action to smash the case with an item.
Do they all have just one, or is the one that has multiple?
There's one that has multiple.
Let's go for bang for a buck and get multiple.
All right. You right here is the multiple case. There's 3 rings and an amulet.
Let's grab them all and just toss them on without thinking.
Okay. Unthinkingly,
Maybe
you
they'll
toss all these
hurt.
items on.
Maybe they're cursed. Maybe they're not cursed. And
And
then
you step
Oh no!
right here. I need you to.
I'm gonna blow up.
yeah. So we have the staff, we have 2 rings, and we have an amulet. We're blinged out of our mind.
Make a
ready
dexterity saving throw. As you run past and onto that rune that you spotted in the last round, but didn't think about this round.
Wait, you didn't say there was a rune
A
here.
glowy thing. There was a glowy thing at the bottom of the stairs.
You didn't say that.
I did.
I didn't.
At the bottom of the stairs ahead of you, there is a glowy thing, and
Well, you know, I'm gonna die to this glyph of warding. Oh god, I'm definitely dead to a glyph of warding.
you put on all the rings, right?
Oh, I put on the rings, the amulet, and I have the staff.
Okay. A glyph of warning explodes beneath your feet. The explosion reaches up to the
I
ceiling.
knew it.
The ring that you put on shatters in the impact. You feel like you would have been ultra omega dead to a 5d8 if you didn't put that on.
How much would it have been? Roll, tell us.
Let's see. Ultra omega dead.
Yeah, your giblets would have like splashed all over.
That would have been an explosive rune, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but I'm not making it hit the entire room. It's just like a little pillar.
I was gonna. Would have been funny if we all
That'd
died.
be silly. That'd be silly. You hear a loud cackling laughter from the floors beneath you as the loud thunking is approaching.
Okay, and did I burn my action as well?
No.
Okay, let's continue going up then.
All right.
Also, do I notice anything from this other ring or amulet while wearing them?
Nothing noticeable. Nothing that you
Okay.
know of. You get to the 4th floor? Yeah, it's just
We're on
Yes.
the 5th now.
What?
Wouldn't this be the 5th?
I have no
Well,
idea.
you-
I'll just say it's 5th. That sounds right. Right, bottom.
First was
kitchen.
entry, second was kitchen.
Yeah. Fifth. The other two on the fourth. This room looks like a luxurious bedroom. There's no one in here, but there's, a nice, large, like, king-size four-post bed. There is an owl sitting on top one of the posts, looking at you curiously. There is a wardrobe in beside the next flight of stairs. Another desk. It's a nice place. Moya.
Yeah.
Also, you see another glowing thing right here. Claude. Remember that for next round, yeah?
Yeah, don't touch the glyph of warding.
Moya, it's your turn. You have the pink orb in hand. You hear a maniacal laughter from beneath you as angry thuds are running up the stairs.
Upstairs, and then I check this orb.
What do you
I
do?
use my 30. I if it's like the divinity orb that our teacher was telling us about and what I read about, it's probably something like that. A
Arcana
yorb.
check?
Yep.
Roll it. You have no idea what this thing is. It is a pink glass orb with a handle. It's pretty. Definitely magical.
Yorb.
Chud, you just witnessed a massive explosion underneath the feet of Claude, who managed to just shrug it off and keep running up the stairs. What do you do?
I will also keep running up the stairs.
Smash and grab on your way, buddy. Do it.
I had to reload for some reason.
You know what's cooler than one sword? Two swords.
I want to see that orb that Moya got, TBH. When I get up the stairs, I'll ask Moya to see the orb.
Moya?
Yeah. I show him the orb. The yorb.
I will try and look into the orb.
Roll me an Arcana check.
God fucking damn it.
I mean, you guys are just, a bit shaken as there's some evil creature chasing you guys up a flight of stairs, and, one of your friends almost just blew up. Creature's turn. More cackling laughter and angry thuds as you hear them thumping up the tower behind you. Claude?
Yeah, I'm going to avoid the rune and then continue up.
Okay.
That is 30. Okay, I'm gonna just tell me. I'm assuming there's one.
I don't know.
We're gonna assume there's one and go around. What the fuck? We're gonna assume there's one and avoid it.
Okay.
Also, what's this floor? The sixth one.
It is a dark, dusty, empty room.
Well, that would explain a lot.
No windows, no nothing. Still enough light for you to see where you're going.
Yeah, and we're not even gonna take a chance.
Moya,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Before I move, I'm going to try another Arcana check.
All right, roll it. You inspect the orb in hand. You know that this orb has a spell loaded into it that can be reused multiple times. You're not sure how many times. It creates a wall of force.
Neat. Is
No,
how
wait,
like would I know how long it lasts?
hold on a second. Wall of force isn't correct. It's a Odaluk's resilient sphere.
To be fair, Wall of Force would have been funnier.
It's just not. I don't. Is Wall of Force? No, Wall of Force is on this list. It's a Odaluk's resilient sphere.
Okay. I look at Chud. What the fuck does that mean?
I'll shrug. And say we should probably go.
Is this like latent, like something that I've learned? And then I look around the room. What is it?
It is a bedroom, a very luxurious bedroom.
Okay. I go over there.
Okay.
Did I see Claude like just run up the stairs again?
He avoided a spot on the ground, but he did climb up them stairs.
Can I see the spot?
Make me a wisdom or perception check. Or perception check, actually. Although I've been rolling it for Claude. I could also roll it. I just rolled right now if you want to take that risk.
Go ahead. I'll take it.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20. You see it. There's a glowing thing right on the bottom of the steps.
Is it like a big glowing thing or is it a tiny glowing thing?
It's a big glowing thing.
Like, is it easily like avoidable like Claude did?
You can jump over it. You could go around it. I mean, you could step up to the stairs from the side over here, like Claude did.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. All right. Chud.
All right, we'll follow Moya.
Okay.
And then I saw her go up the stairs, right?
Did you?
I believe so. I was talking to her before she went up there.
Okay. Yeah, you saw her go up the stairs. You saw her avoid a specific spot on the stairs.
I will follow.
I'm just asking you guys to kill yourselves here. So you're not sure what your characters are doing. You follow. Do you do a full dash or you just stop where you are?
I'll dash all the way up.
Right.
I should be caught up to Claude by now, right?
Yeah, you're a little bit behind him. Claude, you'll hear.
Avoid the start of every stair.
I noticed.
Yeah, you'll hear Chud run up as you say that to him, and then you'll hear more laughing and cackling, and then a grunt and an angry clicks. Chud or Claude, it's your turn.
Let's burn however many this is. Okay, we'll burn 10 to go to the top.
Okay.
And what's this room?
As soon as you take a step onto the top step, you feel like you blank out for a second, and now you appear outside on top of the tower.
Hey, that's pretty nice.
The
What's on top of the
center,
tower?
there is a large pedestal with a large crystalline orb floating gently above it.
Did he say that we have to get to the orb or touch it? Did he say anything about just one of us or all of us?
Did who say what?
The creature.
He said you have to touch the orb, but he didn't say anything else.
Okay, I'm gonna stand right next to it, and I'm going to, when Chud gets up here, I'm gonna tell him that we should all touch it at once.
Oh yes, the Goblet of Fire Gambit.
Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
the Don't Trust Hive Gambit.
I agree.
You know what? One of those guys died after doing that. Moya, it's your turn.
Yep. I follow up.
Yeah, I think with a dash you'll have
I
enough.
go up.
Okay. You're up. You see Chud. You run up the stairs.
I got 10 more. And I join.
Yep. You pass. You hit
Or-
the top
or
step.
club.
You disappear for a second. You blink out, and then you appear outside on the roof of the tower. And there's Claude.
Okay.
Chud.
I will move out with them or move
Yep.
where they are.
Same thing happens. Top of the step. You disappear. You reappear. You're outside. And you're standing beside Moya and Claude, and there's a big crystal orb floating above a stone pedestal in the center of the tower. And I guess Av is here too.
She's fast.
Hi.
Hi.
She's been here the entire time, guys. Alright. You hear angry thunking coming up the tower. And then another angry sound. It's now your guys' turn.
Let's all touch the orb on the count of 3.
No. I cast the magic orb on myself with the resistance.
With Odaluk's Resilient Seer?
Resilient seer?
Resilient Sphere.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, with this arcane knowledge, do I know what it does?
You know that it is a wizard's best friend when there are things trying to kill it. Anything inside the circle is anything outside the circle is unable to get in, and anything in, I think, is unable to get out.
And how long does it last?
Up to a minute.
Perfect. Okay, I cast it, and I tell everyone to not touch the orb yet.
All right.
What do
We
you
don't have that
cast
much
it on?
time.
Oh no, I just want that thing to see us touch it
What are you casting the orb on?
on us. It's not gonna be able to come in here.
You pick an object or a creature, one creature.
Oh. Is it like around me, or is it around?
A shimmering sphere encloses a large or smaller creature within a range. So, one
how
creature within 30 feet
far?
of you. Technically, you
Oh,
can
but
cast it on the creature that comes upstairs.
But can I cast it on the stairs itself so it can't pass through it?
The stairs are larger than a larger, smaller creature.
But what if I
Says creature
cast
or
it?
object.
So, is there any objects near the stairs?
No.
I asked the guy, the Council of Children. I got what the orb does. Where do you want?
We're not playing around. We're touching the orb and getting out of here.
Fine. Touch the orb.
Yeah.
I touched the orb on the count of 3.
You all reach for the orb on the count of 3. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. You reach out. At first, a invisible
Yeah, we're all
force
dead.
prevents you from touching the orb. You see a small bluish purple barrier sort of appear as your hand reaches towards it. It is full of magic. Everybody make me an Arcana check as you try to pierce through this magical barrier.
How? How am I cursed with such shit rules this session?
God damn.
Try as you might, the magic is too powerful for you. The creature runs up the stairs and appears just behind you guys. It roars, "No!" Your guys' turn. I'll let you all act at once. What do you want to do?
Got it. I cast the orb on the tower beast. Get
Got it.
fucked.
A purple orb surrounds the tower beast. And he's angry. He's super angry. You see his eyes flared red with rage, and then he realizes what you've just done. And he looks defeated.
This does have a save component.
Does it?
Yep. Unwilling as a dex. I mean, hey, unless beating a spear is his thing, then hey, by all means, let him autopass, baby.
Oh, thank you for telling me. He rolls a fucking natural 3. He rolls a natural 3 on an item created by a high-level wizard. Yeah, what I said happens. His turn. Think he can roll around and harmlessly bump into you guys. As he screams and snarls, he makes big sweeping attacks at you from within the orb, but he can't get out of it.
Let's try and touch it again.
No, wait. Is there like an edge to this tower, or is it like a flat top?
There's an edge. It's not that tall. I mean, you could walk to the edge of the tower and look down at see the city. I don't think the sphere is an actual ball. I don't think you could just push him off, which would be funny.
No, it's a weightless object.
The sphere is weightless and large enough to carry a creature inside, and a closed creature can take an action to push against the sphere's walls, and thus roll the sphere up to half the creature's speed. It doesn't say anything. Oh, similarly, the globe can be picked up and moved by other creatures.
I'm gonna gust it off the tower.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Would
I'm just gonna fucking...
would he still be able to make a strength check against that? I don't
Nope,
think so.
because it doesn't affect him. I'm
It's affecting
using
the
it
sphere,
against the
sphere's
object.
weightless. You gust, and it blows him 5 feet back, and you just hear
10
the
feet.
angriest 10 feet back. You just hear the angriest, monstrous scream ever, and it doesn't
Damn,
stop.
this is
'Cause
some
even though-
Looney Tunes shit.
Even though he falls 50 feet, he's completely protected by the ball.
Wait, We have time. Should we go loot more in the magic room?
No, we should touch the orb and get the fuck out of here.
You guys attempt to touch the orb once more. You're pretty much out of
Yeah.
turn order.
We hit the orb.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, give me Arcana checks. Nice. Only 2 of you had to pass.
Holy fuck.
You guys all reach
I got
for
the
it.
same roll, by the way.
I know, that's funny. All you guys reach for the orb, the sphere,
Oh
the
damn!
crystal ball.
Moya got the net 20.
And this time, you feel the magic pushing back at you, but you realize this isn't just a magical barrier. This is just pure arcane force keeping you away. You feel like you can absorb the mana, and you do. You slowly absorb the mana, and all 3 of your hands push through and touch the sphere.
Excuse me, it's all 4.
All 4. The 3 of you that matter, plus your NPC party member.
Fumo. That one Fumo hand that reaches for the orb.
Funky Fumo gets the orb alongside 3 player characters.
Yeah, what magic items did Ava grab from the room? That's the important question.
Haunted
The turning
Fumo
tide.
Haunted Fumo that eats all your bread.
Ava has a fancy looking, is it blue sword?
There's blue. It looks almost like Frostmourne. It's a really
Oh
cool
yeah, because
model.
Frostmourne is a real good thing to take. Nothing bad has ever
The-
happened with Frostmourne.
The turning tide is a cool sword.
Look at his bis, alright, and all the classes want it. We're gonna give it to the rogue.
We're actually gonna give it to the paladin, T genetics.
So they could waste all their mana and need 5 innervates on fucking patchwork. Everything goes black.
I mean, shouldn't you give that to a hunter? It's a hunter weapon.
That'd be really funny, actually. Everything goes black. At first, you feel weightless, and then a little heavy. And then you land in a soft bed. In a warm, soft bed. You open your eyes. You find yourself in a small room. None of you see any of your friends nearby. You get up. You move towards the door in the room. You open it. You find yourself in a small hallway. Poking their heads out of the hallway doors are each other. You guys are together again in a strange place. You look down the hall. And you see there's only one way to go. You all go in the one direction.
Yeah, while we're going in that direction, I want to try to figure out what this amulet, ring, and staff are.
Arcana checks. Amulet, ring, and staff in order. You feel like the amulet is some sort of abjuration spell. Don't know what exactly. The staff is loaded with some sort of evocation spell. Again, you don't know exactly. Because right now it doesn't matter. You move down the hallway
Hardball.
and move into a new room. And you find yourself in what looks like a small study. There is a fire lit. There are a few seats nearby. And there is the sound of pen hitting paper. And you hear a voice. Ah, yes, come, sit. Sit down, please.
Do we
Help
recognize the
yourselves
voice?
to anything that you may wish. No, you don't recognize the voice. Actually, did the plaque speak to you, or did you?
No,
read
it was just reading.
You just read it. No, you don't recognize the voice. Come now, sit. You are champions, after all. You must now rest and receive your rewards.
Go
Sir,
and sit down.
yeah, while walking, sir, we still don't even know what game we were playing.
Ah, you were playing the greatest of games. One of the greatest games of all. A true test. True test of strength amongst creatures who are but babes in the world. Now. He stands up. He walks out from behind his rather large, gaudy chair. And he presents himself to the three of you. I am Cornelius Darfor, father of alchemy, founder of the Big Ten, and greatest wizard of all the lands. And you, my four, you've done yourself a great deed. Surprising, for I do not remember taking you to this land. What are your names?
I will look him dead in the eyes and say, Chud Jackington.
Wait, do I see my classmates?
Yes, just
You
the four of us.
see Moya, you see Claude and Ava.
I introduced myself as Moya and Ice.
You introduce yourself to Claude?
Claudemir Ransley.
Ah, yes. Curious how such young, small babes such as yourself have brought yourself to the land where the greatest game shall be played forevermore. And yet you survived. Tell me, to which land were you brought to?
We were two things. First, we were brought to a swamp, and second, we came here on accident. We were attacked in our camp at school.
Attacked at your camp? That is meaningless. But you trudged through the swamp. You've survived one of the most dangerous of the lands that I've crafted. Did you come across the Invisible One?
Oh yeah.
And the Great One, the Grand Minotaur?
We saw it.
Heard
Saw
it.
Heard
We-
it.
Never saw it. Yeah, we heard it.
Oh, we heard it. Yeah.
Ah, wise to avoid great dangers you need not face. That is quite great, for he is not your part of your game. No. Your game was merely to best what was in this tower after finding it. And you did. Bravo! And he gives you guys a round of applause. And then the room bursts out with a round of applause from some invisible force. And there were but only four of you?
Correct.
I see. So four of you came to these treacherous lands, and all four of you have made it to the final capstone of your future greatness. You four shall forevermore be my apprentices. And I see you've also found yourself some gifts. They are yours. Keep forevermore. But only one of you can be a true apprentice. Which of you three is your leader? Who brought you to your greatness today?
Our mentor? What do you mean?
He's asking us which of us was the leader of our group, because only one of us is worthy. Sir, we all work together. None of us was the leader.
Ah, humble are you all. A shame. The true leader was stepped up and claimed his true glory for himself. Fine. Will you not be true apprentices? You will be Team B, I suppose.
I'm not dead.
Have to run another game to find a proper apprentice. Maybe I'll use a new format. I do think that this test might have been a little lacking, but you succeeded. You're alive, and you faced the tower. Tell me, which class did you choose?
What?
What do you
Which
mean?
class did you choose to best the tower? You've entered it, correct? You've made it to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And you read the runes upon the door and casted your spells upon it. Which class did you choose?
When you say class, do you mean the one that was left or the ones we cast?
Divination. But I cast a different spell than.
We cast all but abjuration on the door.
Ah, mighty wise. I take it, by your response, you have no idea what I'm truly asking you. The door
No.
can be opened with any spell, even just but one. But the spells you leave out are the spells that empower the beast within. Abjuration makes a beast not very mighty, wily, but ultimately weak. I take it because of that you have the pink orb. Yes, did you find it?
Oh,
I left it out to be an eye catcher.
I hold it up.
Very good. Very good. There is some wisdom to a lot of you. A grand wisdom. I value that.
Look, I just cast hideous laughter on your creature and then we ran on the entire way.
A wise choice of spells for someone so young. Should that beast have been, say, empowered by necromancy or evocation, surely you would not have made it past the first floor. And if you did, he would have gotten you eventually. That beast is quite grand, capable of casting spells from all schools and all classes that I allow it to do. Do you know what the ninth circle of magic is? Of course you don't, but I will tell you anyway. If that creature had a power such as, say, power word kill, or maybe disintegrate, you would not have made it up those steps. All 6, 7, all too many. But instead, his most deadly spell was to lay traps for you. And, by the looks of it, you've avoided all of them. Or else you would not be standing here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I may have broken one of your rings while accidentally stepping on one.
Ah, a triviality. At least I know it still works. Well, worked. And I could probably make another. I'll make you another. It will surely work next time as well. And now, as my apprentices, I must return you home to do what you need to do, and I shall call out to you once more, and you will learn the true ways of alchemy.
But before you do, where are we? We've been trying to figure it out this entire time.
Ah, yes. Of course, this arena that I've created to test the greatest of all Terra. You see, the plaque that spoke to you told you to find the lost city of Meldoon, correct?
Yep.
Well, you are within the ruins of Meldoon. However, I have secreted it away to what was called a pocket plane, a small space between the universes that exists only where I demand it to be. And I have crafted 4 powerful biomes of mystery and wonder. I've made my own swamp, my own desert, my own forest, my own tundra, all 4 great regions in the world, and tossed them all in the same place to test anyone who would find themselves in this grand land. You are nowhere to tell you the actual truth until a true champion arises from the current game. And then they'll be back in Meldoon. The biomes will also return to Terra, but that is somebody else's problem, not ours.
I knew it wasn't real.
Would you be able to let someone out of this game if we asked?
Let someone out? Well, I could, but that would break the rules. The only way to get out of the game for real is to win it. The 4 of you have won this game, so you get to go free. As for everyone else who has arrived here against their will, the game must end. They must find the beast beneath the city and slay it, then enter the room afterwards.
Okay, but what if this
I raised
one...
my hand before
Yes,
he could even.
child.
So, did you actually summon us here, or was it the mist that caused us to just pop up?
I am not truly aware of what happened to you. Can you please give me your hand?
Hold up my hand.
He grabs hold of your hand. He pulls out a vial of some liquid from a pouch on his waist, and he pours it over both of your guys' hands. His eyes gleam over, completely white, and then you also feel like you lose your sight for a bit. And after a few seconds, it returns. Ah, yes. I know exactly what happened. Around the world, I have small contingencies lied about. They are quite powerful, and they could teleport you across all of Terra, even to Arcadia and Valandia. Your master, Meldoon, tenacious whelp, I'll give him that, decided to cast a mass teleportation spell on you and all your classmates. And, well, teleportation magic cast near one of my contingencies is deadly. You, 4 of you, lucked out. I cannot speak for your friends or Meldoon himself, but if they're lucky, they're out there somewhere. Maybe they're in one of my humble abodes. Maybe they are wandering across the lost lands of Arcadia. Maybe they're also here in this game as well.
Dead.
Or they can be dead. Yes, that is quite the possibility.
A fisted bump, Claude.
God, hopefully Jorkin was taken.
Jorgen, is this one of your friends?
He's terrible. Absolutely unfit to be an apprentice.
Before I return you home, I will allow you all to ask me one favor. And then, after you go back home and take care of whatever business you may have, family, friends, you're not going to need them anymore, but closure is always swell. I will call you back to me, and you shall begin your studies. So, before then, I will grant you a boon. What would you ask of the greatest mage of all the land? Well, don't be shy.
I want to be able to tip the scales of fate.
Tip the scales of fate. I believe you are speaking of divination.
Correct.
I shall
He
grant
really
you the
likes
power
saying that everything's gonna happen or not happen.
of a true,
It'll make it so it's nothing happen.
a true clairvoyant. Chud, you may now pick any 1 feat from the divination wizard list.
Based.
And as for the
Hell
others,
yeah.
what would you ask of Cornelius Darfor?
Well, if I am to be your apprentice, 2 hands not going to be enough. I would like to be able to make homunculus of myself so I can learn.
Of course. Of course, you get a fucking homunculus. You
It's going to be
Looney
2
Tune.
Moyas, 3 Moyas, 4, up to like 150 of them.
You want 150 clones of yourself?
Possibly.
A homunculus of yourself so that you may be a better wizard, to study all the grand designs, put 2 heads together, both heads of the same make and matter. I shall grant you this wish. He pulls out a knife. I need but a bit of flesh.
And then I add, and I would like to learn how to do it myself as well.
Of course, in time, that would be easily obtainable. But for now,
Sure.
give me your hand.
I give him my hand.
He takes his knife and he cuts off your pinky,
Ow.
places it in a pouch. Before you leave, you will have a second version of yourself.
Neat.
And you, young Claude, what would you ask of Cornelius Darfor, the father of alchemy?
I'm actually trying to think.
It could be grand, it could be simple, it could be simply knowledge. Do you wish to know the fate of your friends? Do you wish to obtain power? Do you wish for wealth, money, the love of man and elf, giant and dwarf?
Nobody wants any of that. Nobody wants dwarf.
You'd be
Native
surprised.
women.
You know what? These two want power for the sake of power and to do things with it. And when we're going to be your apprentices, I want you to let the priestess and Kiri out of here. Kiri deserves to see more of the world than just a swamp.
I do not know this priestess you speak of, but Kiri. Oh, my
She's
dear
tall. She's
Kiri.
tall.
My dear, dear Kiri. Do you have a name of the priestess? There are many people in the game. Many priests, priestesses, knights, werewolves, even a dragon or two have made themselves a place in my game, but I do not recall ever abducting a specific priestess. What's Kiri?
She's very tall and was with a group of dwarves and a gnome.
Like I said,
Was in the swamp.
I know nothing of whom you speak. But Kiri, you wish to free
She's
my
wonderful.
dear creation. My dear, dare I say, daughter.
She saved us, and I think she deserves to be able to see the world.
I see. But a creature such as her should not be welcome in this world. How about...
Can you make her welcome?
How would I make a creature, a Nadaraki, welcome in the world? It would be to take away her Nadaraki essence. It would be like killing her. I cannot do that. But I will try. Tell you what. For some time, I will make her your familiar. She will be by your side whenever you ask. And when she is ready, you may part ways. And she can see the world after she's learned how to be less Nicandra and more human.
Well, I will say, sir, you raised a wonderful daughter.
She is a great child. Haven't seen her in ages. Does she still talk funny? She gets that from her mother.
With the accent?
Yes, that horrid Melidian accent. It's been a while since I've seen either of them. I should send her mother a bomb. That would be great. Well, consider it done. Now, for the lot of you.
I got one more question.
Yes, a question is allowed. What do you wish to ask, young Moya?
I've been reading about all the Magi. Are you all like this?
I am no simple magi.
I
I
mean,
would ask
like,
you not to insult me.
no. Moya starts like I've read about all of you guys. You're all eccentric, especially the one over in Madlands.
I'd ask you not to speak her name either. Wretch. I am not eccentric. I am simply a grand person who has a grand personality with grand desires and ambitions.
May I speak as your apprentice?
You may.
You promise you're not gonna get mad?
I cannot promise.
Don't throw a Molotov at him, Moya.
But the game is kind of eccentric, teacher.
Go home. Moya, you blank out and you appear
What?
back home. Wherever
Wait,
that
what
may
did he
be.
say?
He said go home.
No, I'm saying, what did Moya say? I couldn't hear it over the AC.
He called the game eccentric. Well.
So I found my homunculus.
Yes, you wake up in your bed wherever your home may be, wherever your home actually was before you were sent off the Lights Watch. And beside you is another Moya.
Hey, did teacher tell you how to do it?
No, not yet. But we'll
Oh.
learn.
That just
Got it.
sounds horrible on so many levels.
I fist bump.
The
The
Moya's
other
fist bump. Now for the rest of you. Chud, I shall return you home now. He snaps. Chud, you disappear, and you wake up home, wherever that is.
Yep, nothing happened. Chud was right again.
And Claude, shall see you as well. Until we meet again. He
If
snaps.
Dorkin comes here,
He snaps before you. As soon as you say it, as soon as Jorkin leaves your lips, he snaps and you appear home, wherever that may be. And
home is school, because that's where we live now.
well, I mean, home wherever you came from before Lights Watch scooped you.
Yeah, back home in Chaos Landing.
And then Ava, of course, gets sent wherever Ava's from.
What did Ava wish for?
Bruno Factory.
We'll ask Ava when Ava is available.
Focus magic.
As she turrets in front of a shadow crash. Alright, well, you guys beat the game. You all survived. Luckily, none of you had any abjuration spells, because the last spell that you didn't cast on the door would have determined the spell list of the creature.
But what if we casted all of them?
The last one would still be the one that determined the magic.
So it would have had abjuration?
It had abjuration spells. That's all it had. so it really couldn't do anything to you.
So wait, if we had cast abjuration, would have had everything.
If it cast abjuration, if you cast abjuration but you didn't cast it last, the last spell that you attempted to cast would have been the spell that it kept. So if you cast evocation last, it would have had evocation spells. And it
Wait, so
had,
what was the last one we tried?
the last one that you guys cast was enchantment.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so nice. You know, it starts and we just instantly get charmed and die.
Yep. Or fireballed, or disintegrated, or harm, or all sorts of shit. So basically, you guys lucked out by not having any abjuration spells on you.
So you're telling me if I didn't use puppetry, we would have just gotten power word killed.
Possibly, yeah.
Good lord.
You know, we could have cast something even better. We could have done divination and it would have had fuck all.
That too. Divination and abjuration were the two spells that you could have let it keep.
Divination is great. What the fuck?
Yeah, not as
It has mind spike and nothing else for combat.
Although Mind Spike, I guess, would have done damage, but it literally had nothing it could do except for exploding glyphs, which it set up as you guys sat down in the room below. Well,
Oh no, it's using telepathy.
it's reading your mind.
It's gonna know that nothing's gonna happen and it will kill itself. It will just look into my mind. It will accept its fate and then quit.
Look into your mind. It now knows that billions must die.
You know what? Now Kiri's out of that godforsaken place.
Yes, Claude, as you wake up in your home, you have this weird feeling that you can snap Kiri into existence because she is now actually just a familiar of yours.
Yo, based?
Alright, and that's the game. You guys...
The monster literally got absolute safe capsuled.
You got...
Fucking
he got it. He got the funny done to him. I was expecting at least one of you to die in attacks, but Moya had the wise idea to initiate combat and run, and Claude had Tasha's laughter, which put him like a round behind you in terms of getting up the tower. He didn't rush to get you guys because he expected you to step on the bombs.
Because Moya reads so many books about just really bad fan fiction of people just waiting for transformations to happen. He's really pissed off at that trope.
God, just imagine if he told you only had 5 minutes.
I know. Yeah, 5 minutes before this tower blows up.
5 sessions later, you guys make it to the top.
4 minutes before this tower blows up.
Roll rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to fight.
I think that was...
So
And then Claude gives him a senzu bean.
why the fuck would I give him a senzu bean? I'm the one that's nearly dead. I'm eating that shit.
No, you wanted him to have a fair fight.
Yeah, you give the enemy a senzu bean, so that you can fight him at his best.
So I'm assuming Maya gets out of there by killing the creature instead under?
Maya gets out of there because somebody wins the game.
Oh, boring.
It's written so that if the players don't, the NPCs do. Because there's some NPCs who have been there since the start of it, and they've survived long enough to become powerful enough to beat it. And Maya gets out before the next couple months, I think.
Please tell me that fucker that ran thinking that he could go to Tannen's Watch, tell me he dies.
Yeah, he dies. He dies in the swamp.
Okay, who gets him? Invisible Man or Minotaur?
Minotaur.
Based.
Dude, I knew that everybody inside this place was fucking retarded and that there was just no reason to ever listen to them.
Wait, so where did Kiri go?
She wandered out the kitchen to go look for stuff to do, and she kind of just got lost because she's not very bright.
Yeah, Moya was just pretty much done. That picture of Shinji pretty much sums it up.
If you guys actually went out the back door of the kitchen, you would have found a trail of bodies, and you would eventually had gotten just as lost as Kiri. You probably would have ended up finding yourself in the forest. That is, if you followed the entire trail the entire way.
Now, what would happen if we had wished for power? Unlimited power.
Well, you would have been given a feat just like Chud was. A free feat from the subclass without even being a full wizard yet. And then eventually, these characters are going to be trained under Cornelius Darfor, which could either be they're going to die a horrible death or they're going to become very powerful.
Oh boy. Death or not death?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna ball the fuck out.
As it is canonically, I think in a year or next year in game, Cornelius has another game. This time he gets a bunch of kids to play the game instead of kidnapping random adults of various power levels, and he ends up dying at the end of that.
Wait, so what? We don't even get a teacher now?
Well, you'll have a teacher for the next year, canonically.
Damn, what the fuck? You know, I was half expecting, we get to the tower, we meet a guy with a mask, we get to the top, and then the guy with the mask summons the fucking moon to attack us.
No,
Different
silly.
game.
No,
That's
Chud,
silly.
Kaimi knows exactly what game I'm talking about.
That would be silly. I agree with Poppy. Who would do such a thing?
Some guy in a golden mask and a loincloth. Come, mageling, come. Be ye friend or foe.
I mean, he really is kind of like, what's his name?
Vivek?
But no, Cornelius Darfor is like what's it?
Is that his
Fucking
name?
Dagathur.
Yeah, there you go. Dagathur.
I think he's more like Sothasel.
Honestly, when I wrote Cornelius
I don't
Darfor,
remember
I was
shit.
thinking of the guy from the necromancer guy from the Venture Brothers. I just can't do the voice.
I don't remember the necromancer guy.
The wizard.
Oh
Also-
yeah, he's retarded. I just forget him.
Fear and Hunger, yeah? That you knew I was talking about it? Kaiman?
No, I was thinking Majora's Mask.
No, Fear and Hunger.
Wait for what? I completely missed the whole thing.
We get to a tower, you go to the tower, you go on top of the tower. Basically, the entire thing is you go to the tower because you're told there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
game in Termina, and you go to the tower, and then you get to the top, and then Perkele summons the fucking moon to attack you.
I've never actually played Fear and Hunger. I need to do that one day. Yeah, that's the game. I think next month, I think this will work. I just gotta figure out what we're gonna do. Nope, no promises.
That was pretty hilarious because everyone just on the cusp of death. Pretty much any point in that game, everyone pretty much dead.
I nearly died to a rose bush again.
I know.
You know,
Maybe
I-
your
I'm-
greatest enemy.
Moya is practically on death's bed at 3 HP.
I have 2 HP.
You know who
I
did
have a
almost
mead
die?
of 783.
Chud. Nothing happened to Chud.
It's true. Nothing ever happens. Chud
Yeah,
woke up in
nothing-
bed and was like, "You know what? It wasn't real." It
Yeah,
didn't
absolutely.
happen.
Nothing did happen to Chud. He just woke up. Is like, the fuck happened?
He woke up and he has like fucking divination. Let me see what that feat is. It's a flexible one.
Yeah, Moya over here, pretty much at death's bed the whole time, is completely jaded.
He woke up and was like, "Damn, I can dictate fate. I feel it."
Wakes up from sleeping in the tent, gets attacked by Nicandra. Wakes up face first in mud, almost dead.
That would have been really funny if someone didn't notice you. I would have let it happen too. All right, I'm turning this off. Goodbye.